This week's episode is sponsored by Nordic Track. Their range includes premium treadmills, cross trainers, and exercise bikes. With nearly 50 years of at-home workouts, they know fitness. Their trainer-led workouts help athletes run faster, grow stronger, and do whatever else they set their sights on. They're in the business of bringing personalised fitness to people like you, so that every minute spent training is a step towards your goals. Begin your journey today with a 5% discount using the code IRP2025 at nordictrackfitness.com.au, and also check the show notes. Welcome to episode number 428 of the Inside Running Podcast. A massive thank you for being with us for another week. It's a big show. We've got the World Cross Country Champs to talk about and some big news there from the Australians. We got Houston half and full marathon on the agenda, Valencia 10k, quick times over there, listener questions and whispers. Croaks/Brady on the loose, it says here in the agenda, because Moose is missing this week. And we'll talk about a few things that are coming up. Welcome to my co-host. He's based up in Canberra. He has a PB of 2:17 over the marathon. But the most important thing I got out of him this week is that his Strava fitness score is 88. Bragging about it all week. Welcome to the show, Croaks.
Thanks, Brady. Firstly, I was not bragging about it. I didn't even know what a Strava fitness score was. It was only that you said, I think there's something in this Strava fitness thing, sent through a screenshot. And what were you, like 60 something?
62 or something. It's climbing though, Croaks. Mine's getting bigger, and then you really flexed on me and just said, nah, settle down, young fella. Mine's at 88.
But I didn't flex on you because the first thing I found on my Strava was predicted race times. And it was, I think 17:30 for 5K, 2:52 marathon. So I'm like, yeah, maybe there is something in this fitness score, but then I found it, it was 88. But can you explain it to me?
No, there is a little information thing there that shows I think it's fitness and freshness put together. It goes over my head, but I just want to see mine trending up. And sometimes I go for a run or do a work and it's like +2 fitness score, +4 fitness score. So I'm liking it. But yeah, we could get into another conversation about that AI metrics and running performance and stuff, and how some of them I think could be still a bit misleading. But congratulations on your 88.
17:42, Brady, 5K at the moment, 37:38 for 10, 81 minutes for the half.
Yeah, see, I can't make sense of that because mine are still really good. I think I'm 15:05 for 5K.
And my fitness score, it's 86 today.
Oh, it's gone down.
I hit 90 on the 28th of December.
Oh yeah, congrats.
Thanks.
Our other co-host Moose is away, Croaks. He's up in Canberra, isn't he? Is that where he is?
He's coming to Canberra. I don't think he's here yet though.
Okay. We're not sure where he is, but he said, you're going to have to replace me next week. And we always love replacing someone on this show because it means we can get to hear from someone a bit different. And this man, Croaks, big demand. Our inbox always lights up. Where is this person? When's he going to be on the show again? He's a hard man to tie down, hard man to get to commit to a podcast episode. He's a 2:13 marathoner. He's the winner of the Melbourne Marathon back in 2023 and the winner of last year's Ballarat Marathon. One of the men of the people, one of ASIC's top dogs, Reece Edwards. Welcome back to the Inside Running Podcast.
Gentlemen, I don't know how you got me back. I made a blanket rule, 18 months, 2 years back, where I said no more it must have been 12 months. No more podcast ever again. But apparently I've got a yes rule to you boys, but no rule to everyone else.
Oh, we appreciate it, mate. We've done a couple of road twos for us as well. They haven't ended real well. Road to Gold Coast with Cheptoyek and Sam Hopper, and then road to Osaka with Rach McGuinness and Moose. So the patrons and people have heard your voice over the years.
Yeah, and to be honest, nothing's gone well for me for about 4 years, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, just to let you know about this Strava score thing.
Yeah, what's yours?
I reckon there's a bit of a hack because wrist heart rate just like, I swear it just sends it through the roof.
Yeah, well, it's
Like it
not
just,
accurate, is it?
I can go for an easy jog for 10 kilometers and it says my average heart rate's 160. So then you come home, it's bumped up by 10 points. Before you know it, you're 150.
No, it's probably not bumped up. It's probably bumped down because it's like you've just averaged 160 for 4 30K pace.
Hey,
So,
Reece, the reason why I requested you to come on was just to find out about, I guess, your last like 6 to 7 months, because you're a very fascinating guy when it comes to Strava and racing and training. Because obviously, as you said, like the last couple of years haven't gone great, and you ran Gold Coast, and then there was this like period of sort of 6 weeks where you sort of just go missing. You don't do much on Strava at all, and then all of a sudden there's a bike ride on there. Then there's a 40K run. And it's like, this guy's gone from doing nothing to like 40K. So what's been happening?
yeah. So, yeah, like I ran my first race, which we'll touch on later, on the weekend, which was 6 months after Gold Coast, which was my previous race. And honestly, the last 18 months since my 2-year-old started going, well, it'll be 12 months since my 2-year-old started going to daycare, I turned up to Port Fairy healthy. Otherwise, every single marathon, I've just been turning up sick and getting like nasty sicknesses like hand, foot, and mouth, like multiple bad flus. And I just finished up with a virus. Whenever you look on my Strava, it wouldn't have been the July, August break, but there's probably another capitulation just before Melbourne, because I was contemplating Melbourne, but I got like some virus that went to the GP for, and they did all these blood tests, and at one point they're like testing for like neutropenia, which is like they're thinking, that's like that's an early sign for cancer. Which, and don't stress, I don't have it. It's recovered, but it's just like my body and my immune system's just been through hell. And it seems like every time I do a marathon or right at the end of a marathon block, I just pick something up. So it hasn't been pretty. But then when you talk about me jumping back into things, I'm like a big fan of like historical load. So like some people will say you have to increase by 10%, but it's also like my body now has been doing it for, I don't know, 8 or 9 years. It remembers like I've previously done 200K week. So returning and doing 120K week is pretty small. And like I wouldn't return to a 200K week, even though I might have done that recently. But like that's not smart, right? And like the 40K run when you immediately return is not smart, but it's like calculated risk.
Motivation during this period? Because I'm always concerned that you're like, if you don't have some good results, you're like, oh, I'm just going to go and do something else. I'm just going to go and run trails or jump back on the bike or quit completely. Like, where's your head at?
Yeah, I reckon you've been talking to Zaka, or you've got some inside information on that.
Mate, we used to run together back in the day.
Yeah,
You
it's
also had
true.
a second child though, didn't you, in this period?
So recently, so just 10 weeks old now. So that's where that
congrats.
most recent rate. Yeah, thank you. So I'll tell you now, the increase from no baby to one baby is like okay, I guess, because Michelle took all the load. But the increase from 1 to 2, I feel like has been significantly more. So Moose can enjoy 3.
1 to 3. Well, it's a bit different for the dads as well, though, isn't it? Because you might look after like that first child like 20% of the time. Like your wife's doing a lot, she got the 80, but then the second one rolls around and you find yourself with that first child 95% of the time, so your wife can use the attention on the other one.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's where now I'm like, every moment that I'm home, it's like I got a good paternity leave chunk in, but you just spend all that time with the 2-year-old. So all of a sudden you feel like you're there 100% of the time, which can get exhausting, but yeah.
So where's the head at in terms of motivation?
Yeah.
What do you want to achieve?
So yeah, you've pretty much nailed it, Croaks, so I go through big fluctuations just in regards of, I have a career, I have now a family, but I have like my job that pays my bills. So when you get these sicknesses and you keep hitting these barriers, you kind of just think to yourself like, like what am I actually getting out of this? And especially I'm so content with my PBs. It's not a good mindset at all. But yeah, I go through these fluctuations where you start to wonder like, why the hell am I doing this? And in this last 2 years, I'm getting those thoughts during races. So I'm just giving up a lot easier just because I'm out there and I just think I don't need this. Like, so yeah, when it comes to goals, it's a good question. I think you'll just see me on like the regional marathon circuit this year, and hopefully, like there's something in there that's just like like if I can get some good momentum and get really really fit, that's when I'll pay the money to go jump on a flight to Japan or Europe. So if you see my name pop up at an international marathon, Reece is like actually motivated and wants to run a fast one.
Back to Ballarat race, go defend the title.
Well, I'm definitely doing Port Fairy, number one running festival in the Southern Hemisphere now. It was Australia last year. It's now the Southern Hemisphere.
You're still an official ambassador by the sound of things.
So we'll start at Port Fairy, and then if I get a good chunk, Brady, then I reckon Ballarat will be on the list. Yeah.
You could nearly do them all in one season, couldn't you? Port Fairy, Ballarat, go up to the Gold Coast, Sydney, Melbourne, Geelong, go win Geelong in its debut year.
Well, it's funny because last year I planned on doing Sydney, and then I was 50-50 on even Melbourne, but then it just capitulated. So that was actually, if I'm doing the Aussie ones, I feel like just doing them all. It's just a bit of a buzz, which is not a smart way to do them if you want to run fast, obviously. But we'll see. It's one of those things too where finding the excitement out of the Australian races once you've done them 2, 3, 4 times can get difficult. And I don't like to say that because now with all these ballots, like Sydney ballot, Melbourne ballot, Ballarat will probably be a ballot next year. Like, who knows? Like, you don't want to kind of like, I don't know, feel like, I don't know, you're disrespecting the events.
You kind of get stuck in a bit of no man's land as well for some of those races, like a 2:13 to a 2:17 at Gold Coast. Like you're almost time trialing it the whole way.
Every race. So, like, Gold Coast the last 2 years, I've just been caught in no man's land from 10Ks in or so. So that makes it difficult. The one thing, if you do notice, there is a lot of other Aussie runners now coming up, and I think there's going to be a good maybe like 10 guys that surpass me probably even over these 12 months. So races like Ballarat will actually be good for me because I might struggle to make the podium or struggle to make top 5. So that'll actually be really good for me to get these guys that come through.
Does something like Comrades interest you? I feel like you'd be suited to something like that.
I've always I have thought about it. I've even sent emails, I reckon, back in 2021. The COVID year, I had an entry and everything sorted. That was peak Reece in just like crazy mode, like yes. I don't think I could do the training. Like I just can't think of anything worse than doing a long run over 3 hours. So I don't think I could do, like if I turn up to Comrades, you just want to be in such good shape. I just don't think I'd be able to do the training for it.
Okay. So there's nothing like, other than Port Fairy, nothing's locked in for 2026.
No, I know I'm boring. That's why you don't see me.
You sound like me, mate.
That's why
for the last 4 years.
That's why you don't see me on a podcast or posting on social media, because I'm like, I've got nothing going on.
Reece,
when it comes in terms of running.
When I looked at your profile of results for last year, 2025, like obviously,
had a good year.
Well, you won Ballarat Marathon. The next best result was 10th at the Bendigo 5K Frenzy in 15:04. Then there was like a 17th, the 20th, the 27th, the 20th again. Will you step back into that track world? Like, like you were jumping in these 5Ks and 3Ks at Box Hill. Did you enjoy that?
Not really.
Yeah.
I know it's exactly what I need, which is like one of my big issues, but I didn't grow up doing athletics. So that's when Croaks talks about me going back to cycling or doing something like going back to athletics. This will sound really, really bad, but going to an athletics carnival where there's under 8s or under 10s running, like I don't know, it's not quite my thing.
It's crazy though. It's crazy when you think that you don't particularly like track or you don't think you're very good at it. Because my first memories of you were this guy that would rock up to Canberra park runs and look $1,000,000, but it's just you didn't have the strength behind you, and so you sort of it fade even over a 5K. But the way you move, like perfect track runner
beautiful
style, I reckon.
Yeah, but I reckon I was 24 then, and back then I had because I grew up playing hockey, and so I just had like this explosiveness from hockey. So I reckon I had a good like 1 or 2 Ks in me, and then it was just nothing else. And now I just feel like, so back then I felt like I could outkick anyone but obviously I was just doing park runs and stuff. So of course you can. It's not like I'm running an Olympic 1500. But in my world, I could outkick anyone. But now I don't feel like changing gears I found is really difficult. I don't know if you boys have experienced that on your pendulum, but I feel like that's why we tapped into the track racing this time last year, is just to try and get that change of gears back. And it definitely came back, just didn't replicate in races.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's exciting. You haven't retired yourself. You're still with ASICS, I hear, at least for another year. That's what my sources are telling me. You're in the trail team, aren't you? You're still ASICS trail team?
Yeah, so ASICs are making a bit of a run for the trail stuff. I've just got to actually pull my finger out and do some trails. It probably doesn't help where I'm just sitting in like the middle of Melbourne.
Yeah, but you've been travelling a bit. Like Moose said, he saw you down at Great Ocean Road. You did a point-to-point run, hitchhiked back. Was that right?
Yeah, because I was on paternity leave, so I have this like sense of it. This is the one thing a lot of people forget about me is when I was 18, 20, I'd go ride 500 Ks on a weekend, and I have this like sense of adventure that I just kind of need to fulfill every now and then, which I can't explain. It's some sort of health issue. So I kind of got that cravings done during my paternity leave. So I and then the other thing to this is this will sound cringy, but I quite like making like home videos, which you'll never ever see on the internet, but home videos of like my kids and things we get up to. So with Fletcher's been trying to, give me some tips and some ideas. So we just did a bit of a experiment along the, I think it's the Surf Coast Walk from just north of Torquay to Fairhaven. And everyone knows every great story needs some sort of conflict. And my conflict was I'd turn up at Fairhaven, which if anyone's been there, there's not much happening, and I'd have to try and get my way home. As the first time I've ever hitchhiked actually in my life, so that was interesting.
So will we get to see this one, or this is just a home video?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think you'll see it. Maybe, I don't know. Fletcher's got the footage.
I know it's not your like personality and stuff with the self-promotion and stuff, but these fundraising Instagram, like men's health charity runs where they become massive influencers and stuff, like run across Australia, like you would be the perfect makeup to do that physically. And I think the way you talk would be very marketable for brands and stuff. Like take Fletch with you and just never work. Just take 6 months off work and go do some of these massive challenges and just, I think it'd be good to see like a real runner, like a 2:13 marathoner doing it. How does that stack up compared to the influencers?
Yeah, but at the same time I can't remember. I was watching like some Patagonia film, and he was talking about how like you have all these films and all these videos out there, people talking about this thing being the greatest thing of all time. Like for instance, running across Australia, like I don't rate any of the times. Like, of course you could, you think you could go faster. You probably couldn't. I'd probably break. But I don't want to fall into that world of like running across Australia. Like how extreme really is it? And you want to create films that make it look like the hardest thing ever, whereas people are, going to Everest with no oxygen. Well, Everest is a bad example because anyone can do Everest now. Going up K2 with no oxygen or so. I don't know. I'm worried about like elevating a project to make it seem bigger than what it really is. Like running across Australia, I don't know, what did the guy do it in 35 days? Like,
William Googe, he broke it, didn't he? I don't know. It means nothing to me. I see the times and stuff. And
I think you nailed it.
Certified and like, yeah.
I think you nailed it. It's like, other than getting a bunch of followers and media, I mean, maybe it helps my mortgage. Yeah. But what does that satisfy my soul? I don't know, mate.
Yeah, neither do I. I just think you'd be able to do it. It'd suit your personality as in like doing hard things, and you've got the running ability to go with it.
Yeah, and I do
You
love
would
that sort
hate
of
the
thing.
self-promotion stuff, though. You would hate Fletch putting a camera in your face after every night and doing it on Instagram.
Yeah, and that's where I'd have Fletch or someone do it for me,
Yeah.
which that is kind of like where I'd like to do a few in like Nepal and like in some crazy places as well. Like I have thought about this. This is not, um, and I do like the concept of that suffering. It's just like I kind of got to put my marathon ego aside and just probably go and do the projects, because once you go do one of those projects, you're probably writing off years of road racing, right? Like you run across Australia, like it's not something you recover from in 6 months.
Yeah, it's probably hard to return back to that traditional road running again.
Yeah, exactly right. Like I know Brockman actually kind of did, but I don't know how many years that was after. It's good thoughts, Brady. And if anyone's got any crazy ideas, I might be down for it.
Yeah. I'd just love to see like a yardstick. I'm like, this is actually a time that a 2:13 marathoner can do it in.
Lap of Australia.
A lap all the way around.
Too far.
Yeah, that's a long way.
People don't have the attention for that, Croaks. You got to do something that's like 5 to 15 days.
Yeah. Oh, well, Fletch and I did pitch the whole going across Australia last year, but having it as because the Sydney Marathon was on the very last day of August, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
And the whole plan was run across Australia in less than a month, run Sydney Marathon the next day. But when that British guy went around across Australia, I just felt like I don't want to go do it straight afterwards, because it'll just look like I'm being a bit of a tool who's trying to jump on the back of him, and I don't really want to do that.
No, I reckon that would be the perfect time to do it. Is like his record doesn't even stand for a month.
Oh, you would have loved Fletcher's idea. Fletcher's idea was when he found out the start date, Fletcher was like, can you get a month of annual leave and we'll just start a couple of days after him and catch him.
Catch him, run straight past him in a Bondi.
Yeah. But the crazy thing is I'll probably break, right? Like,
well, that's the thing. You never know.
Like we think it's easy, but like on the weekend, for instance, people saw the human side of me, so I'm not invincible.
Good segue. Give us a week of training, Reece, and then you've this popped up yesterday on Strava. 2 bays, 56k trail race, ultra. I guess you ran, but some interesting training leading into the race.
Yeah, so I just chilled on Monday, didn't do much running, and then Tuesday we did 8 by 3 minutes, 8 by a K, just down on the Olympic Park track. I have a couple of young training partners. One of them, which is the Vic 5K champion, so this is one of the stories that you don't hear, right? Johannes wins the Vic 5K. He hasn't been to training since, because these poor buggers that I'm training with, they're just in like, the council housing. They're working in factories or they're cleaning from 11 p.m. till 5 a.m. So like on a Saturday, they'll work 11 p.m. till 5 a.m., have a nap in their car for an hour, and then join us and do the session and then go home and sleep. Or they'll do their nighttime workouts and go to work. And then they've got
He's a national cross-country champ, under 20s, isn't he?
Yeah, national cross-country champ.
Mover, yeah. How long has he been in Australia for?
I think he's a couple of years now. So he's going through like visa stresses at the moment as well, which is one of the in regards of he's not got no problems, but it's like trying to get permanency. So all these boys care about is just trying to get like their permanent residency work. But they're great to be around. Young fellas, like one of them just started being an Uber driver, and he just, as soon as he gets to $200 a day, he's like, all done. He might do 2 trips, $200, puts his feet up, has a cup bar. And so he's now living the good life. Can you imagine making $200 a day and you think you're living a good life? But anyway.
Maybe Fletch needs to follow these boys around.
Yeah, I know.
This could be a good documentary.
Yeah. So anyway, they're learning English as well. Anyway, I've really gone on a segue here. So I ran with those boys. We ran 8 by 3 minutes, so about 3-minute Ks off a minute's rest. It felt pretty normal, nothing crazy going on there. I'm not that fit right now, so we're not running super fast. So 3 flats is just enough. And then Thursday, I did another workout. I've put on Strava just a workout. That's right. So we went down to Olympic Park again. We did 6 minutes at about 3:20 pace on the grass. And then we did 10 500s in about 1:25s. And then there's this other young Ethiopian fella, Khalil, that none of you have ever heard of. He ran a Vic Milers 3K couple months back and he ran 8:59. You're thinking not that fast. Came down and started running 3 months ago.
Yeah.
He did the first session he did a 1K, did the first 1K, lasted about 600 meters, blew up to a 3:10, and then he couldn't get under 3:30s for any other rep. He's already running. And on Saturday he did like a 10K tempo in like 32:15. This kid is 17.
No history of running.
No history of running. I'm talking Asics Nimbus is his race shoe. Is like his speed workout shoe.
I love this stuff, Croaks.
Like
I wasn't expecting this from him, but I'm glad we got him for this kind of stuff.
So he's 17. So watch him coming through because that's 3 months. In 12 months time, and he's young and eager. Like you can see it in him. He just loves it. So in 9 months, 12 months time, he's like. So anyway, the reason why I bring him up, in the last 500, he went through the 400 in 60 seconds. Blew me out of the water and closed in whatever, a 1:16 or something like that. And it's just like, this kid's been literally started running 3 months ago.
Sorry, can we just get some context on how have you started training with these boys? Is this the Mango boys?
Yeah, I guess we're classified as this. Yeah, this is the Mango boys. So do you know Shrini?
No.
So Shrini is this gentleman. He's actually an IAAF manager. I think he's only one of few managers in Australia.
Oh.
I hope I didn't get that wrong because people call me out.
It's very hard to do that course.
Yeah, and I think he has done it.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so I think South Melbourne Athletics Club and someone like Tim Crosby or someone would actually be able to know this to details. I think there's some sort of refugee program that they might have, that they help them come over, help them with visas and things. And then Shrini's linked in with South Melbourne. So that's why they all run for South Melbourne. And just the timing worked out. These boys could only run at certain times, and it was really hard to find anyone else for them to train with. And it was mostly Shrini wanted it for Johannes, like someone to kind of try and push him in longer endurance reps. So he kind of liked doing 400s and Ks, but as soon as you go to do a tempo over 30 minutes, he would just like quit. He'd literally just pull off, lie down and be like, I don't need this. So that's how it kind of comes. Shrini just wanted someone to do endurance. Al and Shrini are like good mates. So we just get out there. We have both of them on the sidelines, both of them on the bikes on the weekend. And we've been doing it now for over 12 months. So we started doing it last year when I was doing track as well. And it has helped my running.
That's so good. Because you'd be 10, 15 years older than a couple of these guys. You're a bit of a father figure for them.
Yeah, exactly right. And you kind of want to, so when you go back to that social media stuff, you think, I've gone through my head so many times. I'm like, do I just bite the bullet and try and help these boys? Because these boys, I'm trying to, I'm getting them, helping them get some shoes, not for free, but they still have to pay, but you feel guilty even then. So the boys that are the same size as me, I might help out a little bit better. And, you want to help. And I think that's the point where I'm at almost in my running. You're trying to help these young boys that don't have the same privilege as some of these. I don't know, when you come to Melbourne, you realise these private school boys or girls, they can have a huge advantage. So when Johannes won the Vic 5K, because he's had some bad events, you boys wouldn't know this story, but last year he went up to do Gold Coast 10. He was in incredible shape. We were thinking he could win this. He makes meatballs at home on must have been the Thursday night. And then they've caught their plane up to Brisbane late on Thursday night. And then there's been public transport issues because they flew to Brisbane. So then they couldn't get to the Gold Coast for another 20 hours. So his meatballs have been out of the fridge for about 24 hours and he decides to eat them. And so he gives himself food poisoning. So he's going to pick up his bib. He's vomiting at the expo, picking up his bib because he's got food poisoning. He goes and runs 29:58 the next day. Everyone thinks it's underwhelming performance. And you're like, the guy's got nothing in his body. So you feel for when you hear stories like that, you feel for him. Anyway, I've really gone on tangents.
No, it was a good tangent to go on.
No, you just made you come across as a real blue collar runner, but these stories tonight, it's you've got nothing on these kids.
Yeah, and I feel so bad. And so these are the boys that I want to help. So these are the boys where, Shrini texts me and he's like, can you get back to training, especially with Johannes? Johannes is going through this dip at the moment, this mental dip. And I'm like, okay, I've got to get back and just be that older, consistent figure, because when I'm there, he tends to show up. And, that kid's got so much potential. And then but, they've still got that African mindset, which I love. Like, there's one day we went down there and it was raining and Johannes is just like, we don't run in rain. No rain, like no run. And we're like, yeah, we do tempo. And they're like, no, it's raining. We don't run. We go inside and we dance for 2 hours. Harder than any session you can do.
Yeah.
And I'm not even joking. They literally will go inside and do their drills and their dances for 90 minutes to 2 hours. And they'll say, like, it's harder than any workout you can do.
It's also probably good for your motivation because you feel like you're running for more than just yourself. And it's a good way of getting back into shape because you go to training going, I'm not here for me, I'm here for them. And before you know it, you're actually running really well yourself.
Yeah, and that's exactly what's been happening. So, like, I'll tune into the Vic 5K champs or the under 20 national cross. I'll actually tune in and watch those races because these boys are in it. So, which traditionally I wouldn't even know when they're on. So, it's I'm loving it. So they bring out the youth in me.
Abdi's a part of that group as well, isn't he? He ran like 2:18 maybe at Melbourne Marathon.
Yep. So then you got Abdi, who it's difficult with his work for him to come in during the weekdays. So he's got a little bit of a niggle at the moment, so he's not doing a lot. But he'll try and link up with us on Saturdays, and then he likes to go out and do these really fast, hilly, long runs on Sundays, which I've got to kind of commit to this year. But yeah, Abdi is definitely part of the Mengo boys. He just struggles during the week with us, and he's another one where, like, I love to see him run even faster, and just loves running. Running. So we're growing. We're an open group. We're not a babysitting service. That's the only rule.
And just back to your week, you've done that 8 by 3 minutes, and then haven't ran on the Wednesday, and then straight into the workout on the Thursday.
Yeah. So this is just like my inconsistency showing right now. Because then the same thing, I've done that workout. So 6 minutes on the grass, 10 by 500, and then 12 minutes around the 2 bridges, which I ran, I think 3:10s in that tempo at the end. So I starting to get back fit, but not quite there. Friday just chilled. Friday, these are like, so Wednesday and Friday I didn't run, but they were also those 45-degree days. Yeah. So I try not to be too much of a madman. Saturday, we did a progressive. So it was like a 45-minute progressive just along the river. We went 15 minutes at about 3:25s, 15 minutes at about 3. The goal was 3:15s to kind of 3:20s. I think we went 3:18s. And then the last 15 was just see what you got. And I think I went 3:07s for that. So that's 45 minutes at, I don't know, maybe it's averages around 3:20s. Which is pretty solid, you're dodging people and things like that. There is then a sneaky double on Saturday afternoon that's not on Strava because I don't run with my watch all the time, which you won't see on Strava because I didn't have anything on my wrist to record it.
This is day before a race.
Yeah, but the thing that I know I'm copping a lot of slack for this, but the thing is I did the same thing last year because the whole idea is super compensation.
The only person ever mentions this word on any of our shows.
And last year, this race, the super compensation, I turned up at Port Fairy and I felt $1 million. So that was the plan. It backfired big time because I don't want to make excuses, but there's multiple reasons why it might not have gone well here. But anyway, I started and I was like 5Ks in and I was like, I feel terrible. Like legs were heavy, having like little refluxy things. You boys, I don't know if you've heard of metatarsalgia. So have you ever had like a burning sensation in the ball of your foot?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. So after the Tuesday session, I started getting that burning sensation in my foot. So then all these other days, it's like as you wear shoes after like 20 minutes, the constriction and the pressure in there kind of creates this pins and needly burning sensation. So I was thinking to myself, there's no way I could run 56 Ks with this pain. So I took some I took like a good chunk of anti-inflams the night before, which I think had just ruined me. So pretty much from the from the first, I got to 10 miles and I was just like empty and just like had reflux and was like dizzy. And I was like, this is going to be a very rough day. And I got to halfway and I think I was 8.5 minutes slower than last year. And I was in 100% more pain than last year. And I was like, and last year I blew up bad on the way home. I was thinking, I don't even know how I'm going to get home. But I just was like, wanted to finish, be mentally tough, which was probably a dumb idea. But
were you winning early on?
yeah, but apparently they could see me the whole time. So I was like 100 meters in front, they could see me. But yeah, they caught me kind of as you come up the back of Arthur's seat, and they thought I was just playing games with them. I was like, oh no, boys, I'm walking up this climb in a minute. Like I'm empty. So yeah, I just
race,
like,
is this race like the surface really runnable, or is some of it
yeah,
quite like technical?
nah, super runnable. So I was in the Mega Blast. Yeah, super duper runnable. It's a road runners trail race, just, undulating. I think it's like just about 1,400 meters elevation for 56K.
The
And
28 would be almost perfect, like first ever trail race, wouldn't it?
yeah, and I think that's why you get always like a really good 28K field. Like
Yeah.
those boys, they fly along that. It'd be a good one to do, the 28K there.
There you go, Croaks, next year.
Yeah, and it's super casual Croaks. Like they don't, I don't know, the organizer doesn't, he's the guy that does the run pre 10K down at Albert Park. And, people might say he's a bit quirky in that, but I like his style.
Yeah.
It's kind of, he doesn't take shit. Like you try and get an elite entry and he'd be like, no, you can pay and try and win the prize money, Like that's why we have prize money.
These are the races where you got to write a Facebook comment to get your prize money.
Yeah. What do you call it? What do you call that? That's like it's not blackmail, but it's something.
It's your prize money's being held to ransom.
Yeah,
marketing team.
Well, you got to do what you got to do.
What he wants.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, and his event I think keeps getting bigger and bigger. So, Anyway, so yeah, I think I ran 5:30s for about 25K. Got myself in. From the 2 hour mark, I just didn't have any gels because I was so sick in the stomach and so much nausea. So I walked about 2 hours 37 with a couple of sips of water and a half a mouthful of Coke. So last night when I got home, I went to bed by 7 p.m. and I had shivers and I probably had severe dehydration and stuff. So anyway, the moral to the story and the super compensation rule is, I think when it goes well, you boys will know this from a marathon. When a marathon goes really well, you recover really fast. And the next day you're like, I could go for a jog, and it just feels like you get this momentum. And then when one goes really wrong, you have like your legs the next day are just killing and your recovery is so bad. So my recovery from this is not pretty.
Yeah. Then you woke up to a message from me saying, can you be on the podcast tonight, please?
Yeah, I know.
Imagine that, you've been shivering all night and then you get dealt that hand the next morning.
And I bet he's thinking, the boys have seen my result yesterday. They want to just tear strips off me.
Nah.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Those other stories, Reece. I didn't really care about this result at all.
Yeah. Well, back to my training partner. They've inspired me so much that for the last 3 months, I've been in a self-inflating mattress about this thick. You can't see it, about 2 inches, sleeping on my 2-year-old's floor. Mate, loving it. Back's never felt better.
You and the 2-year-old must be best mates too, eh?
Absolutely. I'll stop talking and let you boys move on.
Nordic Track knows how to deliver premium personal training at home because they've been perfecting it for decades. Every treadmill, exercise bike, elliptical and rower is built to transform how people experience fitness, from the feel of the treadmill cushion to seamless tracking apps and trainer-created programs that guide every step of the journey. Their iFit experience is something truly special, designed to motivate, challenge and inspire every day. Nordic Track is proud of its cardio legacy. They craft industry-leading treadmills that make every workout worth the time spent, including incline trainers that reach an unmatched 40% incline. Their Freestride Trainer elliptical offers a heart-pumping workout with zero impact, giving users powerful, joint-friendly ways to move. Whatever someone's fitness level or goal, there's a Nordic Track product built to support it. With iFit, users can train like never before. Whether they're brand new to running or preparing for their next marathon, they can experience everything from the Boston Marathon course to the mountains of New Zealand, all guided by expert trainers who help them step up their game through truly interactive personal training at home. Begin your journey today with a 5% discount using our code IRP2025 at nordictrackfitness.com.au. Well, Croaks, he's got a good week to recap here, Reece. I'm not sure if you've paid any attention to our man up there in Canberra, 45-year-old. He's in probably the best shape he's been in the last probably 5 or 6 years. So he's
nice.
going to have a big 2026. Recap your week, Croaks, and then I've got a few things written down here I want to discuss with you.
All right. So I kicked off on Monday, did 50 minutes, followed by 600-meter strides. So that was like 425s. Jumped on the bike that afternoon for 57 minutes, which, I guess it would have been fairly hot. And, that's one thing. All of these rides I've been doing in the garage has definitely made this summer, although we haven't had a super hot summer, it's made running outside in the heat really quite manageable. So that was Monday. Tuesday, treadmill session. I did 5 by 6 minutes with 1 minute rest. Did the first rep at 17.5k an hour, or 326s. Then did 4 reps at 320s per 320 per K. And then the last rep I did at 18.5k an hour, which is 315. So average pretty much 320s for those reps. That afternoon, went out with Lily on the bike. This was pretty warm. 423s just around Yerrabee Pond, so fairly flat. Saw a guy running, so I was wearing a singlet. Guy was wearing a jacket, jogging, and it was 30.
So it's 31 feels like 33.
Yeah. I just don't get it. And same thing when I used to see people running in jeans and stuff like that. You're like, running's hard enough, let alone making it more difficult for yourself. I don't know how they find it enjoyable. Anyway,
We've got to get Lily to ease off the pace on these doubles, though. She's on the bike next year.
Yeah, that's
just too quick, isn't it, Reece? 33 degrees, and he's doing doubles at 425
What's your heart rate in these, Croaks?
What was the heart rate there, Brady?
Let me re-click on it. Nah,
tell me what zones it's in, Brady. Tell me what zones it's in.
It'd be a lot, 132.
Yeah, beautiful, Croaks. No problem. Get her to speed it up a bit.
That's just because you can. Does it mean you should, Reece?
So I've had a bit of a change in mind on this topic, and I used to drive. Yeah, I used to do drive-bys on Croaks about this. But if you're doing lower mileage, I'm all for spending higher time in these lower end zones. So if you said his heart rate was high 150s, 160s, I'd be like, okay, calm down. Yeah, but if it's 33 degrees, but his heart rate's only low 130s, then he's there.
That's the one thing that the heat training in the garage has done. It's I feel like my heart rate is way more robust in terms of it takes a lot for it to get really elevated. But with her on the bike, it's definitely harder to slow down. Wednesday morning, got out for, did 90 minutes, so 20.7K at 420s. Guessing heart rate was fairly low again. I did gym that day, so that was the first time I've been back in the gym for 3 weeks because it had finally reopened. And then later that afternoon, jumped on the bike for 45 minutes, and it was 36 degrees outside. So I don't know what it would have been in the garage.
Yuck.
But all I do on this is I just spin, and I actually keep my heart rate fairly under control, just sitting in that 120 to 130. So although it's hot, I don't feel overly stressed. I make sure I take on a heap of fluids. Always have a precision electrolyte tablet dissolved in 500 mils of water during that ride, as well as another drink bottle of water. That was Wednesday. Thursday, did just over 10K and some hill strides. And then Friday, another treadmill session. So I did an 8K tempo. This was actually a pretty warm morning, so I wasn't sure how, it's like when you're sort of doing a treadmill session, especially if it's a long tempo, it can start off quite comfortable, but with the heat and everything, perceived effort goes through the roof. So you actually have to slow the pace down. And I didn't want to do that. So I started definitely on the more conservative side. So I did 2K at 3:30s, and that felt, quite easy. So then did the last 6K at 17.5K an hour or 3:26s, took a couple of minutes rest, and then did 5 by 1 minute, pumped the treadmill up to 3-minute Ks, ran for a minute, had a minute rest, did that 5 times, and then that afternoon got out for another 35 minutes, 4:25s out in the bush. Saturday, ran to Little A's, except I couldn't do my normal loop into Mulligan's and then to Amaroo because with the total fire ban, they'd actually locked the gates to Mulligan's. So I got there, went to open the gate, almost like I ran into the gate because I normally just pull the handle down, go through the door, sort of like run into the door. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I ended up doing just a couple of laps around Yerriby Pond before heading up to Amaroo.
That's heartbreaking because what people don't know is you got to go up and over a little hill to get to that gate.
Well, it was more after so I go down. I come from another way, but
so you avoid it.
Yeah, when that gate was closed, I then had to go back up over that hill down to the car park.
He moved next door to it, Reece. He bought a house next to Mulligan's.
Did you to Mulligan's?
I'm like,
that's not that good, mate.
500 meters from shit's on running the bike paths around Melbourne.
I can't fight back against that one.
That afternoon got out for an hour on the bike or in the garage, and then Sunday, a few boys came over to run Mulligan's, and I had a feeling that the gate was going to be closed. So it was. And we ended up then just running, Reece, this run pretty much from Mulligan's, the bike path down to Lake Ginninderra and back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And on the way back, it's that slight uphill that you can't notice. It's one of those 1% to 2%. So it just sucks.
Mind you, compared to like normal Mulligan's runs, it was really flat. Like it was 170 meters of elevation, whereas Mulligan's is normally 350 and. Average 4:15s. Heart rate was like 128 for that one. It was a week of 100 and I think it was 137K of running and almost just under 3 hours of cycling and a gym session.
Yeah,
and did 12 and a half hours.
Yeah, so I was about to say, with your cycling sessions, are you riding them to a certain heart rate? Like you're not going to waste your time and just meander on there.
Yeah, so for me, so when I was having all the calf issues, the riding was taking up the majority of my training. So I was actually doing like interval sessions on the bike. But now that I'm back full training load, the bike rides are basically just easy aerobic. So I sort of sit in that 120 to 130. So it would be the equivalent of an easy run. The only difference is I'm in pretty warm garage, so I'm getting a bit of heat stress as well.
This would be around 70% of your max too. This is exactly where you should be.
Yeah, and you get off the bike. Yeah, like you're sweaty, but your legs feel, and because I sort of spin at 90 to 95, so I'm not putting a lot of force through the legs. I get off, and within sort of 5 minutes, I'm like, I don't really feel like I've exercised. Jump in the pool, cool down.
Yeah, nice.
It's like it's free fitness, really.
Oh, I wouldn't say sitting in a garage that's at 36 to 40 degrees is free fitness. It's got some few mental costs there. You
watch stuff on an iPad, or you watch the
watches the ceiling.
So I watched Morgan McDonald's latest YouTube on one of them. That was like 45 minutes.
Good, wasn't it? I watched that too last week. I
was actually going to send through the bit where he said about we could do this session on the track, but it would bang up the body more. So I do it on the hills because that was our whole fight about the hill stuff and activation.
It wasn't our fight. Don't put me into this.
And stress on the body was about that. Yeah. And here's Morgan saying that the hills basically less stress on the body.
Yeah, and Morgan did beat Grand Fisher and stuff back in the day, so that's probably worth something. His opinion.
That's right.
Yeah.
So good week.
Yeah, how many Ks total? 130.
Just under 138 at running.
So I went through the record books because we had this conversation last week, Reece, that Croaks was maybe going to have. He's just turned 45 last year, so this is the year to go for these Australian records. So I went through the books.
All these masters, yeah.
Yeah, quite confusing because a couple of them you've got to be registered with the Masters Association, and then there's people who have the Australian record but weren't actually registered. So there's like, I've just gone for the easiest one in the category, Croaks, because we've just got to get you as many of these as possible for this year.
I don't want that. I don't like that though.
No, we'll pay for your rego. It's going to be great content.
You got to go for the legit one. So who's the fastest?
No,
what's the
they
fastest
didn't even
time
make
going
my
over 45?
They didn't even make my notepad. I'm going. We want to get you in the books first, and then we try to get the harder one. And this is quite easy. So 3K. He's got a 3K coming up in a few weeks. 8:49. That's probably one of the harder ones, actually. 8:49. I think you're capable of it.
But Philo Saunders, I saw Philo Saunders run faster than that a couple of weeks ago.
2011. Yeah, but he's probably 50 plus or something, isn't he?
No, he's not 50 yet.
Robert Schwartz-Colt. He's got that one from 2011. The 5K, the easier one is 15:33. You've got that easy. The legit one is 14:48.
You sure that I reckon the 15:33 is probably the championship record. So run at the actual Masters Championships.
Well, it sounds like he's already looked into this.
I reckon that's
Is that what ACR stands for?
Yeah, Australian Championship record. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
He's been spending his Friday night studying this, Brady.
So the ACR ones. Okay, so you're going to have to get 14:48 then. Stephen Thurston. We spoke about that last week. I'll put a line through the 15:33. Now, 10K track. Hard to find track races, Croaks. But we can get you down at one of those Geelong ones, maybe Jan next year. Maybe we can get you to B grade Zatopek. There's two here. So they both have AR next to them. One is 31:29. The other one's 31:41.
Oh, they're easy.
Both achievable. Tick that one off. He'll have that by the end of the
Reece will
year.
pace me.
I'll pace you too. I can help out for a
Yeah,
couple
you'll
of
be
laps.
fine.
Moose can help you out for a couple of laps. 10K on the road. Steve Deneen's got this one. He would hate to see this go down. 31:20. But I reckon we fly you in for Lakeside 10K this year. If you miss it at Lakeside, we'll go with the Run Pre. Or some people call it Run Prix, but I prefer to call it Run Pre.
What about what about Mona running like 30:06 or something?
Steve Monaghetti, 30:05. But we're going for the easy one. 31:20, Steve Deneen. That's on borrowed time. I
don't know if you should announce that on here because Steve will pull his finger out and every race Croaks turns up to, he'll be there tailing him.
But isn't that what we want, Reece? That's legends in Masters running, Steve Deneen and Bradley Croker, head-to-head, Albert Park, Lakeside 10. It's a marketing dream for Athletics Victoria, XCR.
That actually would be awesome. Let's do it. Get your finger out, Steve.
Yeah. Defend the record, Steve. The half marathon, this is quite easy as well, Croak. So I've got you down here as 69:15. Do that in a tempo run.
I think one around 67.
67:53 for the faster one, which I think you could run a 67:53.
I reckon that one's doable, yeah.
Imagine taking Mona's record, Croaks.
Yeah. And
then the marathon. Yeah. So this could be 6 records. He ends the year with 6 Australian records if he gets the marathon as well. That is Wayne Spires from only a couple of years ago, 2022, 2:25:47. Bernard Legat, the world record, 2:14.
Yeah, that's on Croaks. That's on Croaks.
All I'm saying, if you keep what you're doing at the moment, and you told me last week that this is sustainable, 120, 130K weeks, don't get carried away, keep the cycling up there, I think you can get 4 or 5 of those at least.
We'll see.
I'm actually having a bio, 5-time Australian record holder.
I'm actually having an easier week on the volume this week. I'm going to run about 100K.
Yeah. Bone deload week, we call those.
Yeah. Well, I've had like 125, 135, and 137, 138. So they've been like my last 3 weeks. But I'm also, this is where it could go downhill. I'm doing track tomorrow with the boys.
So when's the 3K race?
I'm going to do one probably 7th of Feb.
Yeah, okay.
But I'm
going to jump on this for you that you're having a down week.
I'm going to jump on the track tomorrow, and I'm a little bit concerned about just how the body pulls up from that. So we'll see.
So given you only have to, well, not only, but given the Australian record for 3K is 8:49, do you think you actually need anything quicker than that pace? Or you just do a whole lot of 400s in 71?
Yeah, I won't be running like I don't plan on running like 65s tomorrow. No.
That's what I mean. So
Yeah.
stay away. Like go to 2400s in 71 off 30 seconds.
So what I'm actually doing, I'm jumping in with one of the guys, or actually a few guys that are around that sort of 15:30 to 16 minute 5K shape. So we're doing like 3/4 of Deeks quarters. So I'm going to run like 75s for the fours, float in probably like 45 seconds for the 200s. So that's like 3.6K, have a break, and then do probably 400s off a minute recovery at like 72s or something. And see how my body pulls up doing that.
What shoes you gonna wear?
Probably the Metaspeed Edge.
Yeah.
Just because like I probably would race in the Mizuno ones, but I've been doing most of my treadmill sessions in the ASICS shoes. So I'm like, I don't want to change too many variables on the track. Yeah.
2026, the year of smart croaks.
Trying, Brady.
Exciting.
Got to change something, don't I?
Yeah, this is good. I'm going to whip through this week, boys. Then we'll get on to the running news. Monday, I did 45 minutes and 5 15-second strides. In the afternoon, I did 55 minutes on the elliptical. Watched a movie called Tower Heist. It's got Ben Stiller and Eddie Murphy in it. I'd never heard of it before.
That's old, isn't it?
It's old. It come up on I think I was watching on HBO Max or something. I'm like, oh yeah, I like a heist movie. These are big names. I'll watch this. And there's a reason I never heard of it because it was no good. It was like it's pretty lame.
What, didn't like the car made of gold?
Yeah, it just wasn't. You know when you got like Ocean's 11 and that kind of franchise, and then you got like Money Heist, like that was a good heist. Like this did not compare when we talk about heist movies. Tuesday I did 3 by 10 minutes off 2 minutes walk in between. 326, 328, 327. First time I've been back in the 320s for like my threshold heart rate. So that was a good sign. 45 minutes on the elliptical for my double. Wednesday I did 45 minutes. First time I ran in the Vomero Premium. And this is the perfect post-workout day shoe. Your legs are a bit tired. You've seen this, Reece? I know you wouldn't have worn it, but this is like that crazy, like you feel so tall in it, don't you, Croaks?
Yeah. Do you find though, Brady, because you've got like such a high cadence, like this shoe naturally slows your cadence down because it is so bouncy? Did you find that?
I felt heavy on me, but then I got home and I felt like I was running 5-minute Ks and it was like 440 average. I'm like, this was, I don't know, are you looking up now to see?
Like, well, I was just going to check what your cadence was for this run.
It was like running on marshmallows. It's the perfect shoe for the day after a workout or the day after a hard long run. You could easily get addicted to it.
That anti-gravity shoe?
Yeah. Connor Mance was calling it that, doing heaps of work on it, which I think he's been out for like 8 weeks now for a stressy.
Right.
That's why. So I'm coming off these stress reactions recently. I've been staying away from any like nice shoes like this and just been running in boring shoes.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. I'm like 2 or 3 weeks left of my return to run program, and I'm like, now I'm going to try introduce these back into my shoe rotation.
Yeah,
so that was good. 55 minutes and 55 minutes in strides and plyometrics on the Thursday. Friday was really hot, so I just jumped on the treadmill for 45 minutes. Saturday was 50 minutes at 442 pace. First run I've been on with an average heart rate under 130, and then 60 minutes on the elliptical that afternoon. Sunday was 90 minutes at 410 pace. Had Archie Reed's dad, Anthony, he was on the bike with me. The cool change had come through. Got ticking along a bit, like 410's probably a bit quick that I should be doing my long runs at. Heart rate was at like 145, so it wasn't ridiculously high. And then I pretty much stopped and then went straight to the gym to do 40 minutes on the elliptical, watch the World Cross Country Champs. So, yeah, topping up obviously of all the elliptical stuff. It was a 90K week, but maybe 4 hours on the elliptical in total.
Yeah. Do you not own a bike? Like what makes you choose an elliptical?
There's an elliptical and a bike at the gym, and the bike just gives me a sore bum. So I just prefer the elliptical. I have no hate at all for the elliptical. I just take an iPad, put a movie on, put my headphones in, make sure my heart rate's around like that 125, which is like my 70%, and I just switch off and sweat up a storm and just watch a movie. It's a good mental break as well for your double. Like I'm getting back into that. I want to get back into that mentality that I exercise twice a day. So when I come back to jogging to do my second runs, it's like I've been doing this for 3 or 4 weeks already. I just run out the front door instead of driving to the gym. But I'd love to have a setup like Croaks. Like that looks fun on a good, nice bike like that. Like our bike's no good at the gym. It's not like a spin bike. It's just that one of those old.
Oh no, they're horrible. Just your
exercise bike things.
normal exercise bike. Yeah, they're horrible.
Yeah,
They don't feel like a real bike.
real clunky and yeah.
So
that was good. Watched the World Cross Country on the iPad that day as well, which was a great watch, which we'll get to in a second. But first, Croaks, we've got to thank some Patreon supporters. Who you got?
Just back to your cadence, Brady. 184 you were in that shoe, and then I'm just having a look here at like one of your cooldowns. It was like 180, 189.
Still rapid cadence, isn't it?
It is.
Oh, my cadence is stupid crazy.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, that's why I struggle in the marathon because I got like over 42K. I've got to take that many steps.
And you go to Japan and tell them that and see what their answer is.
The muscle breakdown. Yeah, you
Do you
just
speak good Japanese?
Konnichiwa.
Yeah, the Japanese, they got crazy high cadence, but also the low arm carry as well.
Yeah.
You and I were singing some karaoke in Japanese, weren't we, last time we were there?
Oh, it probably was meant to be English, but probably sounded like Japanese.
All right, Craig, let's move us on before we go down any more rabbit holes here.
All right, I've got Kyle Young, and Kyle lives in Melbourne. And the first thing I noticed when I looked him up on Strava was his bars are very, very consistent. So most weeks are between 90 and 100K. According to Strava, his best 5 and 10K times came during the 2023 Run Pre-Half, where he ran 85 minutes. He ran 3:12 at the 2023 Melbourne Marathon, and that was after missing the start by about 6 minutes. So he had to run through a fair few people to run that 3 hours 12. So no doubt he can run a fair bit quicker, I'd imagine. Wouldn't that be terrible?
That's nightmare material, isn't it?
The first few minutes would be great because it would be empty road, and then it would just be like zigzagging the next 40K.
Good on him for doing it.
Knows what happens as well. Like every spectator in that first 8K is just like, oh yeah, you slept in, or like your car broke down, or whatever it was. Like they know what's happened.
Yeah.
Good on you, Kyle, for committing to it though.
Yeah, I reckon 9 out of 10 people walk off the course there. Decide to go find a cafe and pretend the race isn't happening.
Yeah. Who are you thanking for us, Reece?
So I have Josh Maloney. So he's Melbourne. He's from Melbourne and he runs for Geelong. I hope you boys got your stats right on that one because that's I can't believe you can say that. Anyway, ran 17:53 at the recent Vic 5K champs and 38:01 at the 2025 Lakeside 10K and 82 minutes at last year's Melbourne half. So he's moving nicely. I wonder how old Josh is because, those times, if you're young and coming in on those times, they are, you can get some good progressions there. You're moving up in the world. So
I reckon he is fairly young, certainly a lot younger than myself.
Yeah.
I reckon I met Josh, if it's the same guy.
And I wonder why, if he's based out of Melbourne, I wonder if he's originally for Geelong or why he runs for Geelong. That's an interesting question I have.
Off air, Brady, where do you think he lived? Like, did you say Warrnambool?
I thought he was based in like Warrnambool and stuff.
Yeah, I think there were some runs on Strava over that way.
I think he came up and did run at Chukamoama a couple of years ago. Yeah, great
that
bloke.
makes sense.
The same guy we're talking about. Yeah.
I'd tell you what, Warrnambool would be a hard place to run. Windy Warrnambool. Beautiful place. Absolute beautiful place. Then you have lovely Port Fairy 20 minutes down the road. But, yeah.
I think I saw that the Warrnambool fun run's back up and going too. Like they had trouble this year and they had to cancel it. And then they've just announced that it's going to be back next year.
Yeah, nice.
That was a good fun run. Good local town fun run. I'm going to thank Jordan Mills from the Gold Coast. Jordan Miles.
Oh.
Got that right, didn't I, Croaks? Miles?
Yeah, go Miles.
I know Jordan as well. Gold Coast is ran 15:55 for 5K at the 2022 Gold Coast Runco Bay Fives track night. Big title. 33
isn't it?
At the 2024 Bridge to Brisbane 10K, 74 minutes at the 2024 Melbourne Half Marathon, and 3:07 at the 2023 Sydney Marathon. That's weak. The Sydney Marathon time, he's got to smash that. You can't be a 15:55 guy and not breaking 3 hours. he's from the Good Running podcast, so I listen to these guys a bit, and he's had a shocker year. Like I reckon he got 2 stressies, and then he was riding his bike, and he rode his bike in the back of a trailer, and like had to go to stuff. I think he's a paramedic as well. So like he he's building back to run at the moment. So massive thank you, Jordan, for your support. He's a good fella up there in the Gold Coast. If you like anything we do on this show, you can support us on Patreon. It's patreon.com/Inside Running Podcast. Our new bi-weekly show kicks off this week. So that's Leanne Pompiani. Listen to this lineup, Reece. Leanne Pompiani, Ali Pashley, Nick Earl. The road to somewhere.
That's good.
Every 2
That's
weeks.
good banter. Yeah, that's good.
Just coming back from World Cross. Ali Pashley's on the comeback trail. And
how many
Nick
weeks?
Earl, every second week for the whole year.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Signed the biggest contracts ever in our history of the show, those 3. So first time anyone's got a 1-year contract that big. But anyway, that's going to be on the Berlin boys. They did a show yesterday, 2 hours and 15 minutes. They went for a while, so that was a good long episode. I did love at the end of it. They all picked something that they were pissed off with in the running world, and just went loose. It was that was good. The UK boys are back. The UK team, they'll be they got the last week of every month, Patreon supporters, and then the OG monthly team, we're on next week. So something coming at you every week. Can also, if you don't want to support us on Patreon every month, you can just go to the episodes and buy them individually as well. So that's patreon.com/Inside Running Podcast. Running news, which is brought to you this week proudly by Precision Fuel and Hydration. And the first thing on the agenda is the World Cross Country Championships. Did you get a chance to watch it in full, Croaks?
Have not seen anything other than a few highlights on Instagram. So
really, what are you doing?
Well, for some context, we were in that group chat with Benny Saint and Jeff Risley and you and Moose, and I think Jeff said, "Oh, is there any way we can sort of watch it, afterwards without spoilers?" And you said, "Yeah, here's a link. I'm going to basically turn my phone off until I've watched it." And I wake up on Sunday morning. First thing I see, Moose is up at 2:30 or whatever, obviously on the night feed. Coverage horrendous or something like that. And then I saw the results, and after I saw the results, I'm like, well, if the coverage is crap and I already know the results, what's the point of watching it?
No, so that's come on, mate. We won a global gold medal in the relay. You do a weekly running podcast and you haven't even watched that.
No, well, because that's why I gave you the world cross results to recap.
Yeah, I'll give you a good recap. Reece, you watched it?
Yeah, I ain't talking to the wrong guy, mate.
All right, I've got a big job here.
I know that we won gold. That's about it.
I'll start and tell you about how we won gold in the mixed relay. So the loop of the course over there in Tallahassee, Florida, that's where it is, isn't it? 2K around. Yep. It was a bit gimmicky, I'm going to say. Like they had this like man-made ramp, and then they had like this blue water section, and then there was kind of like some lifeguard things set up and a massive mud patch that pretty much you could run on the side of, so you didn't have to run through the mud patch, which was that was annoying. I think the relay people went through it, but by the time you got to the senior races and they spread out, they all just like hugged the fence and just avoided the whole mud patch, which...
Well, Jess sort of did that on the blue water as well.
Well, they had officials on the blue water like saying like, don't even try go wide of this, like you have to get your feet in the blue water. So...
Well, she got her feet in the water, but she was tiptoeing like right on the edge of it.
Yeah, which I get why the athletes do it. Like, why would you go through it if you didn't have to? Like, cross country is hard enough, but they just got to make the course so you have no other options. Oh, the other thing was you had to jump these like wooden,
alligators.
Yeah, well, the alligators were on the very top to add a bit of effect, but it was like logs pretty much, weren't they? Which you had to jump those. And a few people, nearly tumbled on a few of those ones. But the mixed relay kicked off first. So we had 4x2K. This time you had to choose. Did Bathurst you have to choose your order? Like as in they had to go male, female, male, female?
Yeah, they had to. Yeah, so they had to do the same this time around.
Okay. Yep. Have I got that wrong? That in the past you could choose it, like pick whatever you wanted?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, maybe that's the
Bathurst
World
you could
Relay
choose.
Championships.
I thought Bathurst you had to alternate, but you could choose if you start with your male or your female, but then you had to alternate no matter what.
I don't think so. I think all the men went off together in Bathurst.
Right. Okay. I think you're thinking like I am, Reece, of the like say like the World Relay Championships when it's like 4x1500 and stuff, 4x800s.
Yeah.
You can choose that. Anyway, Ollie Hoare kicked us off. He come through in about fourth. A really good run. It was really close together. He ran 5:14. He put us like really in the race. Then Linden Hall second. She ran 5:57 and got us like into clear first. And the commentator at the time was saying that when Linden was at college over there, like at this college, she had to help build the course. Like the coach at the time of the college was like, no, our current athletes got to be helping build this course. It's going to be important to the university. So I was like, that's pretty cool that she gets to go back there all these years later. She got us into first, looked great, and then put a whole lot of pressure on Jack Anstey, who was the replacement for Cam Myers. And I'm watching this. Like, I knew that we'd won it. And I'm thinking, oh, wow. Like, this guy's got – Linden Hall just got him into first. He's got Jess Hull to come, and he's probably the weak link in this team. Like, I don't know if he'd made an Australian team before, and all of a sudden he's got all this pressure on him. And he
World
ran
Indoors,
brilliantly.
I think. Sorry. World Indoors, I think he
Has
ran
he?
at.
Yeah, okay, World Indoors. He ran 5:22, so 8 seconds slower than Ollie. He did get caught, but he kind of stuck with the guy pretty well. That was the French guy that caught him. And then Jess Hull to finish things off. Like, can you
And
imagine?
sometimes it's hard. Sorry, just with
Yeah.
Anstey. Sometimes it's hard when you're running, say solo. Like say Ollie's starting with the pack, so like to be only a few seconds behind, you've done a lot of it solo. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. And he would have been running scared. Like,
Yeah.
a big moment for that guy, and he stood up. Like, hats off to him for finishing. And I was just thinking, like, is there anyone safer you want the last leg with other than Jess Hull?
No.
You just like, you looked at this French girl who got the baton, or not the baton, the high five, like 2 seconds before Jess did, and you're just like, oh yeah, good luck to you. Like, Jess Hull, isn't she the world record holder over 2K?
Yeah, she is. And especially when, like, she had a cracking run in Bathurst as well.
Yeah.
And she's a better runner now than she was back then. So, like, and to be so, because I think she's 2 seconds behind when she got the baton.
Yeah. And we only won by 3 seconds, but it was a clear 3 seconds. And I think the French girl probably actually pulled some time back into her in the probably last 500, 700 meters of the race. Like, Jess looked really tired, like she'd emptied the tank and kind of put the race away in the first half of that 2K lap. Come down. It was so good. What other notes have I got here? Like Ollie, he just looks so happy, like so good for him to be a part of a successful team there. Hopefully it's a page turner for him. Obviously Jack handling that high pressure situation. Jess Hull, like sending our stars. And I think it has a lot to do with her, because some teams didn't send. Like, you look at some of the teams, I'm like, I've never heard of any of these people from their country. Like Kenya were like 5th. So France was 2nd, Ethiopia was 3rd. But I think a lot of that comes down to, remember Cam Myers talking about Jess was messaging him being like, do you want to do this team? Like, I think having her as a leader of that team and being keen to run it brings all these other stars as well. Linden's longevity, like, she'd be similar age to us, wouldn't she, Reece?
Yeah, I reckon she
35,
is, yeah.
37?
No, she's not 37. No way. I think she'd be like, at 34. You hate to get this wrong, mate. We're in murky waters getting this wrong.
No, I'm saying it in the best of terms, as in, like, she's been around forever, and she just ran it, like, she put us in, she's 34. She put us in like a dominant position on the world stage. And yeah, Jack and Jess, you've got to thank her for setting that race up. Yeah, so good.
Where did the US end up? You'd think home world champs, you'd think you'd be sending, it's not hard for travel. You think you'd be sending your guns there.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, were they 5th? I've got it here. They were kind of in the race early, like the US guy, the young fella, that Ethan Strand, like he came in similar to Ollie, but then Sage heard a Klecker. She didn't have a really good run and they dropped back a bit. And then it was Wes Porter and Gracie Morris. So, like, I don't know who those people are.
Yeah.
But, the UK team, like, you got Adam Fogg, who we know, who used to live here, but it's not like you haven't got their stars like a Josh Kerr.
Yeah.
We're sending out Jess Hull and Ollie Hoare and Linden Hall. They're all Olympic 1,500 meter finalists, and you got Jess with medals. Like, the other countries weren't. Is
that a concern, Brady? Though, that it's sort of like, well, given all of those people are missing, it's like is it a weak medal compared to some other world championships? US finished 5th.
Yeah, no, I think we just played our cards right.
Yeah.
Like I think other countries go, shit, we could have won that.
Yeah.
There's
But
not a
but-
lot of money in
yeah.
it. I think I looked up, was it 12 grand for the win? So as a federation, there'd probably be countries going, well, it costs a lot of money to send a team.
But Kenya have got such a strong history of cross country. Like, surely they want to go to these events and absolutely dominate everything. And it's like, you put Faith Kipyegon on and a Nelly Cheptoyek, or the girl that finished second at the World Champs and beat Jess, and Faniel Koech.
Yeah, it's also Jan though, isn't it, Croaks?
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's a time of the year. I don't know. Yeah, I know Ethiopia had some travel, visa issues getting into the country. Because Kenya definitely sent strong teams outside the relays. We'll get to that in a second. But Aussie Gold, I think we kind of hacked it. And I think next time it goes around, you see other countries go, oh, we could have won that. It's got to go so far with our culture as well. It's got to have ripple effects going. Cam Myers is probably sitting at home going, geez, I wish I didn't have the medical stuff, so I could have been a part of that. Stewie's hopefully sitting there going, geez, I want to get back to being in our top 4 relay team. I think it's a great thing.
How good was Cam though? See Cam shared it though on
amazing.
Instagram.
Yeah.
That's so good because think about it. Put yourself in his shoes. What is he? 19. Just missed out on the opportunity of winning a world championship gold medal. Could be down in the dumps, but he's like, no, I'm going to celebrate that Australia won gold.
That's what I mean though. We've got this culture of excellence that we've proven. We're sending our stars to this thing, and we're gonna kill you. We're going to win these things. So I think what happens is, hopefully the big names for the other teams, maybe there's not enough money in it, or maybe it's the time of the year, but hopefully you get those other countries going shit, we could have done that. Australia.
Yeah. But even so France finished second. That Aberdeen Habs, who I think he ran the quickest time, and was he the quickest guy over 1500 last year? Habs?
Yeah.
He was in Valencia running the 10K.
Well, that's another issue, isn't it? You got Valencia 10K the same day and Houston marathon, half marathon.
Here's a 1500 meter guy finishing 12th or something in Valencia when he could have potentially been the difference between France winning gold and silver.
Did he break a national record?
I don't know.
Because he would have things in his contract to break national. He's making way more than those Aussies have won 12 grand. Do the federation just split that 4 ways?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Do they say, hey, we'll give you guys it's not a lot of money, whereas Habs might have a $30,000 bonus in his contract to break the national record. And he's got to go to Valencia to do it.
Yeah, maybe.
Albergren wasn't there. He's going to break the European record on the roads. He's a medalist at the World Champs. That's another point. I'll get to at the end, but have a think about it. Is world cross country just gonna have a slow death? Think about that while I tell you about the women's results. Agnes Ngetich from Kenya, she killed everyone. Went out super hard. She went through 5K in just over 15 minutes, 3-minute K pace. She ran 31:28. Joy Cheptoyek from Uganda was second, 32:10. So what's that? 42 seconds maybe off the top of my head. And then Getachew was third, 32:13. But they were getting nowhere near Agnes Ngetich, which, she's class. She's 29, or is she ran 28 croaks for 10K?
Yeah, I reckon she's a
record.
I reckon she holds the world record on the road, 28:40 or something.
Yeah. Guess where she's run that?
Valencia.
Yeah, she's ran at 28:46, 14th of Jan last year. So yeah, she was in a different league to some of these ladies. Our Aussies, really smart racers from Lauren Ryan. Sorry, she was 13th in 33:47. Leanne Pompiani was 15th, 33:53. Leanne was ahead of her at one stage there, and then Lauren pulled her back, but very close together throughout the whole race. And they were 25th through the first lap, and then 22nd, and then they kind of worked their way up to 13th and 15th. So super strong run there. Morty Skyring did go with Leanne Pompiani early in the race. She finished in 36, 34:54, was cooked crossing the line. She was hands on the ground kind of thing. Bronte Oates, 39th, 35-24. Paige Campbell, 44th, 35-38. Caitlin Adams was 54th, 36-24. Ethiopia won the teams. Kenya, Uganda, USA, Australia in 5th spot there. That was a good race. Good to see those Aussie girls. Lauren Ryan, Croak, said it a couple of weeks ago, never has a bad race.
She's become very, very consistent. That being said, it sort of showed that she was so much better than Leanne at Zatopek, whereas she was only
4 seconds.
Fraction better at the cross country, which sort of shows their different strengths.
Yeah. Yeah. The man, Jehu Kiplimo, he kind of chilled in the pack for a longer period of this race, and then when he went to the front, did the damage. Probably in the second last lap, 28-18. This was his third title in a row. Aragawi has come, I think, second, they said, now 3 times in a row, 28-36. And Daniel Abino from Kenya was third, 28-45. The men for us were pretty close together. Kai Robinson was 24th. Ed Marks was 25th. Morgan McDonald 31st. Isaac Heyne was 39th. Seth O'Donnell 45th. And Haftu Strintzos was 54th. Ethiopia won the teams just 30 points. Kenya 34. Uganda 39. The Aussie team was 8th. I've just got in my notes here. I reckon it's probably a pass mark for everyone other than Seth. He was second at our trials, and then he's finished 5th, and the person that beat him at the trials wasn't here. So a couple of those guys have run over the top of him. He looked like coming down the home straight, that typical Seth, the arms are going everywhere. He rinsed himself, so I'm not sure. It'd be interesting to see his socials if he has any explanation around that. I thought Ed Marks was an underrated run to be one position behind Kai Robinson, who's just come 4th at a World Champs not so long ago. So that's exciting there. Good
Ed Marks has been one of the most understated runners in Australia, right?
Yeah, get him in your training group.
If you know running, he doesn't need to train with us. Seriously, don't waste his time. And whatever he's doing is obviously working a lot better.
Yeah, true.
He's my one of my one to watches this year.
Yeah, he's
started off well.
And he's so consistent. If you're in Victoria and you know running, you know that if you see him on the start line, you're like, he's top 3 every single time, no matter what race it is.
He just needs to string together 1 to 2 years of no interruptions, because that's been his biggest issue over the last couple of years. There's been a month or 2 where he's missed training and then he has to get going again. So he's on the up.
Yeah. And are they injuries? Because I always remember doing Launceston 2 years ago, and you catch the shuttle back to the airport and everyone's, yapping, talking about running. And he went and put himself in the corner, pulled out his laptop, and he's sitting there studying.
No, he did have some injuries this year because he hasn't won a national cross medal. He's won a silver and a bronze, and he was gearing up for that. And he had some medial tibial stress issues.
Yeah, right.
Was Seth aggressive, Brady? Do you know? Was he first Aussie at any point?
I couldn't tell you, Croaks, because of the coverage. There was the split, the kind of the leaderboard splits coming up on the side, but he didn't appear from what the footage I could see to be it wasn't like he went through the leaders coming 10th and then popped.
As head of the Tommy DeCano cheer squad, I'm surprised you haven't made more of a point of Haftu's 54th position.
Yeah, well, I think that's what happens when you run a marathon. What was it, 4 weeks ago? And then you rock up to World Cross Country with all these.
What marathon did he run?
Ran Valencia. Pulled out.
Oh, yeah.
So there was controversy around.
He finished. Ran
sorry.
Yeah.
What did he run?
224, 225.
Yeah, tough day. Good on him for finishing.
What it does do, I think, though, that next time Haftu puts in an exemption, unless he goes to a next level on the world stage, I think he's pretty much used up his get out of jail free cards. I feel like those selectors' discretion and exemptions are really for the likes of your Kai Robinsons, your Jess Hulls. If you're not at that level, then rock up to the trial.
Yeah. I think it's actually a result that's probably should be proud of, considering that he had a disaster marathon a month ago, and you're still coming 50. Was it 54th? In the world, but I don't think it's you don't give people exemptions to then go 54th.
No, and I don't think
Yeah.
I think it will hurt him having another exemption.
I don't know if Tommy would have done any better, but Tommy going there and coming 54th, you go, well, at least he went to the trials. At least he had a good result at Valencia. Like he beat him by 14 minutes at Valencia.
Well, the argument you could make is that trial, the top 6 or whatever, were all fairly close. And you look at the gap between, Kai, Ed, Morgan, Isaac, they were all fairly close, like we're talking 30, 40 seconds. And so Tommy was sort of in that range.
Well, I
So
think
they
you just
should
got to
probably-
reward people for the following process.
Yeah, and I think they probably need like maybe a window. So like Haftu, for instance, 2 years ago, he was the only guy that could beat Andy over cross, right? Like Andy is invincible around here, but Haftu shows up, he could beat Andy. So I understand why they've gone, Haftu's a phenomenal cross runner, but they
He's
have to have some
Aussie
sort of
last
window.
world champs at the cross country.
And
Yeah,
look,
so there has to be a window.
Yeah.
And I was on the pick Haftu over Tommy because of what he's done in the past. But then you have a result like this, and you're like, okay, well maybe next time you.
But the marathon can't go against him because Tommy ran it as well.
Yeah, but if you're comparing Tommy and Haftu, one went to the trials, the other one didn't. One ran well at Valencia, the other one didn't.
Oh, I love Tommy, mate. Of course, I'm happy to jump on Tommy.
They'd picked the team before Valencia was run.
For sure.
So
Yeah,
they couldn't have factored the marathon in.
And then if you compare them both of them, you look at their history at global cross country and Haftu smacks Tommy.
Yeah, and even looking at 10K results and their pedigree over 10K, it's like Haftu's ahead.
We just need better policy.
Not by much, but I reckon if you actually have a look at that, it would be seconds. Because Tommy's run 20. Tommy's run 28:20.
I'll look up Tom. You look up Haftu Croaks.
Yeah, I reckon you're talking no more than 10 seconds there.
Put it this way: Tommy's consistency is like way more. He's way more consistent than Haftu.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
He's going to give you every single time he races. 28:35 for Tommy.
Oh, is it 35?
28:09 on the road for Haftu.
Okay, yeah, I'll give it to you.
It's pretty close. No, it's in the same ballpark.
Yeah, I thought Tommy ran 28:20 at Zato.
But then Haftu 60:36 over the half.
Yeah, Tommy 62:13. Anyway, I think we've just a better policy. We don't even have to have these conversations.
Yeah.
You just say top 4 are guaranteed. The next 2 are discretion. To be considered discretion, you'd want to be top 10 at a recent world champs.
And then people will turn
cross
up.
country in the past. Yeah, make them turn up. The under 20s. This was won by Ethiopian Elmano. She ran 18:52. Second was her country woman, Asefa. Not the Asefa who used to be the world record holder. This is Wosan Asefa. 1918, and then Charity Cheptoyek from Uganda was second, 1919. We had some Aussies over there. Valenotti, she was 19th. The Butler was 23rd. Lawton was 32nd. Hoslip was 35th. Mante was 41, and Anderson was 45th. Uganda won it was a draw, but did Uganda win with a countback?
Uganda won on a countback, yeah.
29 points to Kenya, 29 points. Japan, third, 87. Australia, fifth. In the men, Kibet from Kenya won this. This was a good race, 23:18. Kip Rono was second, 23:20. And Olamisi was third in 23:28. The Aussies there were Boyne was 23rd, Elliott 25th, Brooks 27th. That's Campbell Brooks. You would have raced him a couple of times on the XER circuit, Reece.
Have I? I'm sure I'll be looking up the road at him.
Oh, he smoked me at Albert Park 10K this year. Yeah. Moore was 4th Aussie in 28th, Shepard 36th, and Noonan was unfortunately a DNF. Kenya won the teams with a team score of 10. Helps when you get the first 3 guys across the line. Uganda 31, USA 75th, Australia 4th in 103. So that was world cross country. Obviously, the coverage was real bad. Most of it was just from a drone, so high up and so little quality that you couldn't see what was happening. Hannah English was trying to do a really good job. Hannah English? I think it's Hannah English.
In England, isn't it? Oh, yeah, who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I hope I got that right. One of the ways I said it. She was doing a great job in commentary, but she even see what she was saying at times, like she couldn't really see. And I was just like, I watched the NCAA cross-country footage today. Amazing. And I'm like, who got the contract? I wouldn't be surprised if they actually rate the NCAA cross is more important than a world cross country in America. Americans write in, tell me. Like, I know it's a huge thing, the NCAA's, but
There'd be
I
more
reckon
money. There'd be more
wouldn't
money in college sport than that for sure. Yep.
Yeah. Because their footage of that stuff, like they got the buggies and like they had these, but it was pretty poor.
But they
flying
should
around.
be looking at a sport like cyclocross, right? So you have these races every single week in Belgium, in the Netherlands, on 2 to 3, 4K circuits around and around for 60 minutes. Have your static cameras. They have the fences in tight when you get to water. Like that's the difference in professionalism, right? Like it's just, and you can look at that and go, okay, look how good this is.
You're watching this stuff and you're like, this is our sports of world championships.
Yeah, I know drones are in, but they're not quite ready for that live kind of coverage like that, I don't think.
Well, you also can't see their face and stuff. You're just seeing like the top of their heads at some stages. But by the time they got up to Jack Anstey and Jess Hull's leg, they kind of had them. I don't know if that was a little buggy or if that was the drones on the ground. Like they would almost follow the athletes through because they were spread out more. But and I feel for those guys. Like, you know, imagine Ollie Hoare in 25 years' time. He wants to show his kids the day they won the World Cross Country, and you're dishing out that kind of quality stream.
Yeah.
I was watching the cycling. Like the cycling was so much better, like the nationals in Australia, and then Valencia stream, amazing as well, like chalk and cheese. So
and you'd think circuit racing shouldn't be that hard to stream when you know where the race is, you know all the obstacles. Like seriously,
it's a 2K lap.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Some breaking news as well here, guys. My inbox has been lightening up. This isn't in your agenda, Croaks, but there has been another doping announcement that just come in. Just going to read this out to you.
Who we got? Big name?
Well, I don't think you recognise the name, but Albert Correa, the 2021 New York City Marathon champion, has been provisionally suspended by the Athletics Integrity Unit. The Kenyan, who has 5 podiums over 26.2 miles in New York City, was suspended after testing positive to the substance CERA. So that's pretty big name.
That's isn't that what Alberto Contador got done with 15 years back?
I'm pretty sure it is. Me, Reece.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. So he'll just come out and fight that with state consumption.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I think it's
Is it easy to get off?
Yeah.
I think Alberto actually got 9 months or something.
Hannah Biwot van der Veen, part of Valencia Sports, Netherlands.
Oh yeah. Did you see they changed the name of Cheptoyek's group as well? Did you see that?
Yeah.
Because NN, it's this real weird name that I don't even know how to pronounce, which won't surprise many listeners. But
is it still a Dutch? A Dutch company, or
was it a Dutch? A Dutch like fashion cosmetic company. I'll get that for you now.
I'm having a look at Albert Correa's World Athletics profile, looking at his PBs. He's got 2 PBs, a half marathon and a marathon. That's it. The half marathon PB is 69:13. Marathon 2:06:57.
Wow.
He's just a career marathoner. What did he do last year? Go 2025.
So his results last year, he ran 2:08:22 in the Ottawa Marathon, which he won, and he ran 2:08:57 at New York last year.
Yeah, that's third. Good, isn't it? Yeah. He's the one that kind of sits in the saddle.
Yeah. What did he do the year before, Croaks?
2024, he just 2 marathons. He finished 5th at Boston in 2:07:47 and 3rd again in New York.
Imagine the money he's making on those New York podiums.
He literally, in 2023, 2 again. Finished 4th in Boston, 2:08, and 2nd at New York, 2:06.
Yeah. Mate, he's got to do anything more though, Croaks.
He's got a farm at 3,000 meters with 200 cattle. He's living the good life, mate. He's got a leather couch. You know, on Saturday nights he puts a cigar in his mouth. This guy is living the dream, and he's put all his money in properties. It can't be touched.
Could even be in Bitcoin. Never know.
Exactly right. Go try and find my farm at 3,500 meters. Good luck. No.
The title sponsor is DSM Fermenich. And
Oh,
they're
so
also doing
is that DSM that used to own and run one of the cycling teams?
Yeah,
I'd
yeah,
say
they
so.
do. Yep. It's a Swiss
Yeah.
Dutch beauty, health, and nutrition company.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're also doing some stuff with Yahweh, the Chinese technology brand.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah.
Yahweh's got some stuff, maybe to do with their watches and stuff.
Mm.
So, yeah. Anyway, we're going off track there, boys. Valencia 10k, Croaks.
Yeah, I did watch this one last night.
And
put
a
it on.
good stream.
Yep,
Good quality.
it always is around dinner time. And Almgren got the win there. Like, this guy looks so good. You actually know what? Reece and him look very similar.
Oh, no, do
This
not
guy
put
looks-
me. No.
It
Do
looks
not
more
put
like a
me into that.
Terminator.
Beautiful movers. Did you find it really interesting, Brady? A couple of K in, when that guy came from nowhere to go in front of the pacemaker, and then the pacemaker sort of panicked and picked up the pace, and then that guy who went past the pacemaker initially then just went missing the rest of the race.
I don't know
Did
if
you
that
see
was
that?
another pacemaker and he was worried he wasn't doing his job.
Yeah,
There
I don't know.
There was
it was really bizarre.
Yeah. But they were all gone by like 4k in. Like Algrim had to
Yeah.
start doing the work.
So he ran 26:45, which took 8 seconds off his European record. For context, the world record is 26:24 by Ronex Kipruto. So that's sort of a bit
Well, he's serving
dodgy,
the
given
ban
his
at the moment, isn't he?
ban.
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't that the guy that tested positive?
Yeah.
He did. No, he had biological passport stuff going on.
Oh, yeah,
Come
okay,
on,
yeah.
Reece.
His
Come on.
hematocrit went up and down like a bloody, there's like a
roller coaster.
snicko on the cricket, mate. Oh, he's hit that one.
Kairi Bajiga was second in 26:51. He was actually like doing a fair bit of work with maybe like 2-3k to go. Was on the front, and Victor Kipruto was third in 27:17. Aussie Sam Clifford, he finished 62nd overall in 2:28.27. His chip time was 2:28.23. He went like 13:50 and 14:33. Some other news, Joe Wigfield ran 27:48 to equal Rory Leonard's British record. So put that in there for our UK fans. In the women's, Brenda Jeptochir, she ran 29:25. That puts her number 4 all time. Lakina Amabor was second, 29:30, and Claire Nadiwa was third in 29:49. Ailish McColgan was eighth in 30:08, and that took 2 seconds off the European record. Even splits for her. But remember, every year, Brady, we talk about that Japanese like university half marathon and like the depth. Listen to these stats.
Yeah.
So there were 35 runners under 28 minutes, 97 runners under 29, 219 under 30, 379 sub 31 minute results, 567 sub 32s, and 1,183 sub 35 minute results.
That's cooked.
Oh,
Imagine coming 219th and you've broken 30 minutes for 10k.
But even just like you see Almgren cross the line, and in the background there's like a stream of runners. Like this guy's running 26, 40, and then there's just people coming like non-stop.
It's like you're watching park run. The way they're coming across the line looks like it's park run, and then you see the clock and it's like 28:10, 28:11, and they're all just flying across the road. And then there's blokes that don't even look like runners, Crooks. There's blokes that be running Division 7 XCR race at Athletics Victoria who are just running like 28:50.
Yeah. But the thing is, when you read that out, I sit there and think of, start line stress. And I've got a feeling this might have been the race or maybe Valencia half where there was a massive pile up at the start line. So when I read that, I just think, the anxiety before the race would just be so high. Because if you're a 29-minute guy, you're what? They're going 97 under 29, so you probably got 150 people thinking they're going to run 29. You're back by 6 seconds. Like, yeah.
Well, it even, I suppose, when we're talking about national records here, and you look at Ailish McColgan's chip time versus the gun time, and there's like 4 seconds because of the depth. But like my parents are up visiting, and they don't really watch a lot of running, and at the 28:30 mark, all these runners are coming through, and they're obviously crossed the finish line. And Dad's like, why aren't they moving on? Like, it was almost like this build up. Like, there's nowhere for the runners to go because there's so many people crossing the line all at the same time. It was
And for those elite women, say they get 4 seconds, are they taking their chip time still?
No, I think that they have. So McColgan, for example, so her European record will be 30:08, not 30:05.
Yeah, see how brutal is that?
It is a bit rough. Houston half. So Haftu Samuel, he's the guy that won the NCAA cross. He made his debut over the half marathon. He won 59:01. Patrick Kiprop was second, 59:14, and Muhammad El Yusuf was third in 59:21. Alex Meyer, he ran 59:23, so he's from the US. That put him number 2 US behind Conor Mance, only 8 seconds behind Mance's US record. And there were 4 US runners under 60 minutes. So the others were Klinger, Ford, and Rodriguez. And Rory Linkletter, he's Canadian. He ran 59:49 to become the first Canadian to run under 60 minutes. So both Valencia and Houston half are 2 races where if you want to run quick, that's where you need to go.
Yeah, but if you're an Aussie, you pick travel, right? You go Murraygarmy, just from pure logistics.
Yeah, well, even someone like Leanne. So, ran with Leanne the weekend before she ran World Cross, and she's like, "Oh yeah, Houston half would sort of be good, but it's on the same weekend as World Cross." In the women's, Fente Belanet was first, 64:49. Sigi Gebrselassie was second, 64:52. And Baze Dereba Kajela was third in 65:57. Taylor Rowe, she finished fourth, running 66:20, and that's number 2 US, just 11 seconds off Kaladi's US record. So I think that was actually so she's Puma, and so is that Alex Meyer. So good day for that Puma team.
This is where we need to see Pat Tien and Morgan McDonald, because they live there. Hard for Leanne to go to America to run a half.
Morgan did it last year.
Yeah, they all debuted there, didn't they?
Yeah.
Him and Clinker.
Just quickly in the marathon, Zuhair Taubi got the win there, 2:05:45. That puts him number 4 US all time. He beat Adane Gebre of Ethiopia, who ran 2:06:16. Kelly Thackeray, she got the win in the women's, 2:24:17, and that comes just 4 weeks after winning Honolulu. So she's done a bit of a reset. Bit of a Reece Edwards there, racing the marathons within 4 weeks of each other.
The thing that's impressive with that is the Honolulu point. I'm picturing that'd be pretty humid, right? So
pretty warm.
To back up from a hot one, your recovery is affected there big time. So that's phenomenal backup.
She's winning mad cash. So I tried to look up, Houston pays really well. It's at a prize pool of 220,000 for the marathon. So I didn't actually say what first place for the win was, but I just looked up Honolulu and that was 25,000 US.
And surely, is that her brand? Is Honolulu Marathon kind of got a link to her brand?
I'm not sure. She's Nike, isn't she?
Yeah, she's Nike.
Oh, maybe not then.
Yeah. But I remember she put a statement out maybe last year about, I guess people question why she sort of races so much and that it's probably not the best for optimal performance. But, she had a justification in terms of, she loves racing and it just gives her more enjoyment in the sport. So she's going to do that. And obviously, it's her way of making a living. So if she can go and pick up some coin, why not?
Absolutely.
She's probably made 60,000 US in a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. And especially if it doesn't affect your performance.
Yeah. And then she'd be on a good contract. Plus there's probably bonuses in there as well.
Helps her brand.
Sarah Hall was second, 2:26:26. And interesting stat, Hall has now run sub 2:27 on 3 separate occasions since turning 42 last April.
All right, so Sarah Hall can run 2:26 at 42.
Yeah, I was about to go to this as well.
I got him locked in for 2:25:47 at 45.
Yeah, easy.
Sarah Hall's a 2:20. Oh, really low though. Croaks is 2:17. Yeah, in the ballpark. You've got to get your bib somewhere, Croaks. That's the only thing for the marathon. You've got to get you organised. Anyway, it's not about you. It's about Sarah Hall. That was the running news. Thanks to Precision Fuel and Hydration. Chances are you're gearing up for a race yourself, but how dialed in is your race nutrition? Precision Fuel and Hydration makes it simple with a free online planner. Visit precisionhydration.com and get your numbers. Later on in the show too, we'll tell you about a discount code you can use because people running Port Fairy, Ballarat, Osaka, you'd want to be thinking about this stuff and getting it dialed in now. Like it's going to come around quick. Boston, Chris O, if you're listening, that's you. Get this dialed. And Precision's a good brand to get it dialed with. Whispers, talking about marathons, had some stuff across my desk, some really detailed stuff. Like I feel like it got leaked from like an official Melbourne Marathon document. And if it's true, I'm not going to say what it is here because it's not my spot to announce it and I want to have a good relationship with the race. But if it's true, some amazing changes coming to that event in the next couple of years that are going to really, really improve user experience. So just keep a watch. That's all I'm saying here, Croaks. Don't have to act. Just keep a watch on the socials. I think there'll be a lot of happy people if they see these announcements and if they're true. And I'm not sure if they're true or not. But it looked good. I sent them through to you, didn't I, Croaks? You saw it?
Yeah.
Some good stuff if it's true there.
Some good stuff, yeah. If it's true, it could potentially hurt another event, though. But...
Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's some stuff to discuss if it's true. I feel like if it's not true, someone has gone to a whole lot of work to put that much detail into sending that stuff through to me. Croaks on the loose. This is the next segment. What do you got, Croaks?
Oh, it's not really like... It's just the state of the sport, I suppose. A couple of examples. One was had a guy who is going to go and do a 5K in Adelaide in a few weeks. And so we're like, okay, let's look at doing a 3K tune-up here in Canberra, have a look at Capital Athletics, look for the meet. All right, there's a meet on, it was last Wednesday or Thursday. I'm like, there's a 3K on. Perfect, let's just go and do that, blow out some cobwebs. I have a look the day before the race. There's 4 entrants. There's him. So for context, he's like 30 and low 9 minutes for 3K. There's a 45-year-old lady, a 13-year-old girl, and a 16-year-old boy. That's the start list. Then come race day, the 13-year-old girl doesn't run, so there's 3 in it. It's like people are paying $200 a year rego, having to pay $20 for, and look, it's not Capital Athletics' fault because they put on the events, like they need people to run. But if I knew that was going to be the case, he would have been better off. I would have been better off saying, hey, let's not do this. I'll just come to the track and we'll just get the group to pace you. Like, and then having a look at the same meet, there was 5 people across both genders entered in the 800. It's just like some of these races are just, like I feel sorry for the people that rock up and put them on. Imagine being an official, going out to these, being up and about, maybe being involved with some athletics, and you've got 3 people in a 3K and 5 people in one 800 across all ages and genders. And then we got sent something today that the New Zealand 10,000 metre champs were on the weekend. It was won. Let me try and find the results here.
I've got it here.
Yes, Sally Gibbs. Nothing against Sally. Sally's 62. She ran 40.06. She's the New Zealand 10,000 metre champion. Like,
how good's that for Sally though?
It's great for Sally, but the sport,
and she's
the only
60.
person in it.
The sport is cooked, which sort of brings me to my segue in that I remember mentioned a few weeks ago about we're trying to put a race on here in Canberra on the 6th of March. So I spoke to the guy who's organising it today, and like we're looking to have $1,500 to $2,000 for prize money for first place, having 20, maybe like initially like $25 to $30 entry fees, and the entry fee actually goes to charity. We've got the track for free. There's going to be official timing, and like we're trying to get like hundreds of people to the track to actually get an official 5K time. Like it's going to be a more successful meet than the people that pay $200 rego plus $20 for their entry fee, and they're racing 2 people. So that's what hopefully that night, I don't know.
As athletics have fumbled the running boom.
Correct.
Haven't they?
And I had this argument with Zaka because Zaka was like how running's a mainstream sport. And I said, running is, athletics is niche. And it's like you go put on like a some sort of, I'm sure you could do an influencer 5K on the road somewhere, Croaks, and you'll get a lot more people than 3 people. Like, it wouldn't be hard to go get 1,000 people in this running boom. And the athletics associations, Victoria does pretty good because of the depth around here, but they're kind of all missing it.
Box Hill do a pretty good job. Box Hill
Yeah.
need a shout out. Those Box Hill races do well.
Well, that's sort of
And
what we're
Vic
trying
Miles.
to do. Yeah, that's what this guy's trying to do here. Like, but obviously there's a charity component as well. But he, because when I spoke to him today, it was initially like, I was thinking, $70 entry fees and stuff like that, because he's not a runner himself. I'm like, I'll tell you what, if you charge $70 for people to come and run a 5K on the track, they get an official time, but you'll get no one.
You can't go doing that.
It's the first year of the event. I would much prefer to see the entry fee to be like maybe $20 to $30 for people that enter early, and then it slightly goes up closer to the event. But let's just get numbers. Let's get 200, 300 people running 5K races for the night, food trucks, music, get an elite race where there's decent prize money.
People, Croaks. I hope you do, but I also think it's that people don't want to do it. But there's this whole people
what's
don't
the
want
membership
to do
thing?
athletics.
Yeah, but it's
but this Croaks you don't have to have a membership for.
No, you don't need a membership.
People don't want to. People feel so much more comfortable doing road races, park runs, than they do going to the athletics track to do a 5K, 12 and a half laps. It's a huge barrier.
But this is going to be targeted at like the majority of park runners.
Yeah, so how are you going to target them?
And close the roads around the AIS and do it on the road.
No, it's on it's at the Woden track.
So you're going to go to park run and put it on there, put a pamphlet under their windscreen wipers?
I haven't thought that far ahead. But
and when they're driving home, you'll see it on the billboards.
But hopefully people rock up because they realise it's not, yes, there's going to be an elite race, but there's actually going to be races catered for the recreational runner. And that's another issue. Like, I've got a guy who runs around 20 minutes for 5K. And last year he's like, I wouldn't mind doing some track. So he signed up for a club. As a 20-minute 5K guy, he's pretty much just doing time trials by himself at a track meet. Whereas there will be people running 20, 25, 30 minutes. But there'll also be people running sub 15 because there's going to be decent prize money on the line.
The pathway of like doing athletics where it's like you need to be registered with a club and then you need to do this and like that kills trying to get people in the door. But these standalone meets what you're talking about, like that 5K Frenzy in Bendigo. You've got your one in Canberra now. Surf Coast have tried their one down in Geelong. I still think there's a huge challenge to how do you access those big numbers of people? How do you make them feel comfortable to come? They're used to going to park run at 8 o'clock in the morning, and now you expect them to come out at 7 p.m. in the afternoon.
6 p.m. Yeah,
they got families and stuff like that. So it's like, it was a serious question too. Like, how are you going to make them feel comfortable, and how do you promote it?
Don't know.
Yeah, and that's a challenge, isn't it? That is
because a lot of these park runners don't even watch athletics. They don't know anything about athletics.
They wouldn't know how many laps it is.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping the podcast itself, because I'm sure there's a lot of recreational runners that listen to this that are going, oh, okay, well, yeah, there's a 5K track race, but you don't need to be elite to do this one because there's going to be a heap of different seeded races, and then we'll try and get a few like celebrity paces for different targets, like a Sean Crichton for a 20-minute group or whatever.
And is it local media? You know what I mean? Like, are you getting it in your local newspaper?
Yeah, actually, I think he's reached out to like Channel 9 and stuff. So
Parkrun are real weird around like advertising stuff. I know they used to when I was involved. They had really like strict rules. Like, you can't go and stand on the table when they do the briefing and be like, by the way, in 3 weeks' time, we've got this 5K on Saturday night. Like, they get really antsy about that stuff, which I get because otherwise everyone does something different every briefing.
Yeah.
But it's about how you make them. Yeah, patrons. Like, this is where it happens in our comments. Every week there's some good discussions going off there. Like, tell me, there'll be a whole lot of our listeners, a whole lot of our Patreon supporters who have never run on a track. What do you need to get there? Is it the time of the day? Is it a graded race that you know isn't going to go quicker than 20 minutes? What is it? I even see people on our grass track. They don't even know like to work out in lane 1. Like, people doing reps and they're in like lane 3. And like, you realize it's like where it's measured. Yeah, good one, Croaks. But yeah, this is where they've got to capitalize on it because every other race is selling out. My paddle steamer race sold out 3 times, Reece. I invited you up here. You didn't come and do it, but it sold out 3 times.
And it was sold out, mate. I couldn't get in.
I know. Yeah. You're coming next year. Listen to question, Krugs.
All right. This episode's listener question is proudly brought to you by Precision Fuel and Hydration. And so we're going to go with rank the top 3 fastest road races in Australia for 5K through to the marathon. And that comes from Ryan EK Lucas on Instagram, I'm guessing. So let's start with 5K. 3 fastest. So based on last year, I'm going to have to go with the Albert Park 5K on the road.
Yeah, 1 U-turn, finish on the track. Yep, we all agree there.
I guess there's not that many 5K road races around, so you're probably going to have to go Noosa Bolt.
But Noosa's only because of the quality of the field. It's a hot dog course. You're doing 6 to 8 turns in a hill.
So it's actually not. It shouldn't be a super quick course. Do you know of any other 5K road races? I know that there was the one at Stromlo around the Cock and Balls every January.
Yeah,
even that's got like a bit of a hill.
Didn't Adelaide start one on like the Criterion track there?
Fitzy's 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's your new one.
Some of the like the Gold Coast have a 5K.
It's for little kids.
Quick. Yeah, but
it's
it's like kids race. I
Yeah.
think there's adults that sometimes do it though.
Actually, did you notice that there's another, I don't know if there's a 5K and maybe a 10K on the Gold Coast this year as part of the T100 triathlon weekend?
I reckon.
And so there's an extra Gold Coast fun run on now.
Yeah. So fast. This just wants to know. Oh, no, it says fastest road races. So they're probably thinking about courses and depth.
Yeah.
Albert Park 5K.
Albert Park 5K for sure.
All right, let's move on to 10K. Launceston.
Run pre.
Yeah, run pre and probably Gold Coast 10. Because Burnie's hard.
Albert Park 10 for the XCR season has some pretty good results.
Yeah. Isn't our national record was run at Burnie, but that's just a phenomenal run.
Yeah, Stewie.
Was it Jack? Didn't Jack run 27 something there one time?
Yeah.
So what are we going with that there? So we're going with Launceston, Albert Park.
I think run pre.
Yeah.
Well, Run Pre doesn't have the same depth as Albert Park has, but it's a faster course.
The problem with Gold Coast 10 is it starts quite late. So anybody that's coming from south of the border, because it's like a 9.
What about Sydney 10 Croaks?
It's quick.
Albert Park's got more depth.
Yeah. But also there is a bit of climbing at Sydney. Like you do have to come up that past the stadium there.
And some cobbles.
Yeah.
Nothing else in Adelaide, is there? The City to Bay's like 12K.
It's downhill. All right. Done a pretty good job there, I reckon. Half marathon. Gold Coast.
Gold Coast. Sunny Coast.
Launceston's getting better.
Yeah. That's probably
the 3.
The funny thing is Sunshine Coast and Lonnie are not quick courses. It's just that you get these guys in prime form going running ridiculous times. Like Launceston, the first 4 or 5Ks undulating.
Yeah, and then you had the hill at the turnaround before you come back as well. But I think last year I think they shortened it. You don't go quite as high anymore up there.
Melbourne's pretty good course. People run fast there.
Yeah, but once again, is it because they're 4 weeks out from running 2:06 in a marathon?
It's Andy Buchanan. Have to.
Yeah,
That's no real hills in there, though, is it? When you think about the elevation profile of Melbourne.
But that's a bit of a grind coming back up from Albert Park. Like the first 11Ks is either downhill or flat, so you fly at the start. But that'd be a bit of a grind up Fitzroy Street back to the finish.
It's not a hill, though.
Yeah, mate.
Anyway, there's our top 3 to 4 in the half marathon.
And, all right, Brady, I'd love to get your thoughts then on the marathon. Considering your PB set in Ballarat, are you saying that Ballarat is like, let's say the weather
by far
is the same across all the courses? Is Ballarat the fastest one?
Yes.
He's never run Port Fairy.
Yeah.
You have to invoice Port Fairy after this episode. Zaka.
Invoice him, thanks, Zaka. I think Ballarat, like it's elevation of what, 98 or 110 or something like that, ridiculous. So elevation it ticks.
I can't comment. I've never run in Ballarat.
Oh, Reece has won it. You've run them all, Reece.
Yeah, but Ballarat's tough. I ran well there. I reckon there's more than just the elevation with Ballarat. I think Ballarat, even though they've had 2 good years, I reckon there's such a high chance of just getting the worst days imaginable. I shouldn't say that. A great event. No, guaranteed beautiful weather.
How many times you ran Ballarat 15K? I've run that like 10 times, and I reckon
2 or 3 times.
It's always a bit windy, but it's manageable.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, and you tuck in. Yeah.
And it's a course that when it's windy, you're never in it for too long.
Yeah, I'll give you that. It's always
like
always
Gold
changing.
Coast. Gold Coast. You're going to be running 21K into a headwind or tailwind at Gold Coast. Melbourne,
I reckon
big long stretches.
Yeah, I reckon if you're aiming for sub 220 or anywhere else, I reckon Ballarat's a great one because it had good depth kind of from sub 220 to 245.
Yeah, and you get all the half marathoners for the first lap.
That's what I was going to say. That's the big advantage, I think, for probably the quicker marathoners is that you're always going to have someone to run with for the first half. Because even if you're a 215, like if you're aiming for 215 on the marathon, you're going to have a 67 half marathon runner with you for the first lap.
That is true.
You just pay for
whereas Reece, you go to Gold Coast, aiming for 215, you're on your own after 10K.
Yeah, you're in no man's land. Yeah.
Plus the road's a bit on a camber up there. You got the humidity, heat.
Yeah.
If you're coming from Vic. I think, I cannot speak higher. Obviously, 2 fastest times I've ever run of there. It's fun.
Yeah.
You don't get bored.
I mean, I soloed like a high 216, so it must be all right.
Yeah. You weren't even that fit either, were you? You
didn't
enter that week because you just looked at the start list and you're like, oh, this is easy $6,000?
No.
You didn't do a marathon block.
No, but I did a workout of like 1K on, 1K float for 16K. And it was just like, these numbers aren't real. And we'll just like, oh, Ballarat's in a few weeks. Let's get in there.
Yeah.
So, Reece, if we're going Ballarat, are the other two, are they going to be Gold Coast and Melbourne or Sunshine Coast and Gold Coast? Or like what combination of the other two?
I reckon, I have to say Melbourne, right? Like I've run 214 there twice.
If you're saying
and I just,
day,
yeah.
There isn't
an issue. I think Melbourne, the first half is just so relatively easy. It's either downhill or pan flat. And depending on the wind, if you're in a group, it's perfect. It's really not until you get to 30K and you start going up Fitzroy Street that it gets a little bit difficult. But then you get to 39K and there's 3K downhill to the finish. So it's really a 9K race. So you've got to put Melbourne in there.
I think acclimatization's a bit of an issue
for sunny coast.
Yeah. Unless you live up there, like running up there in August or whenever it is going to be tough.
Yeah. I mean, the course up there would be fast. Like I reckon it'd be better roads and flatter than GC, but
I'd love to see a marathon around Albert Park or something. Like Run Pre's a quick course. Imagine if it's a bit like that. What's that US race that they have set up that they had
like
just
the Project Marathon or something? Marathon Project.
Having something like that set up in Australia would be pretty cool.
Yeah, and you literally get someone on a buggy, live stream the whole thing, walk in the park.
But where to run it? Because Albert Park obviously can be breezy.
Yeah, but once again, you're not in. The thing with Albert Park is whatever you have the headwind, you have a nice tailwind. And it's only like you only have a headwind for max 1K.
It's a good question, that one. Thank you, Ryan, for sending it through. And thanks to Precision Fuel and Hydration. Visit precisionhydration.com and use the code IRP2026 for 15% off your first order. What's coming up, Krogs?
First track session tomorrow, so could go missing from Strava from Wednesday. But other than that, just another week on the school holiday grind.
Oh, the grind is real, isn't it? I've never wanted school to go back. I'm looking at calendars. I'm like, when do these kids go back to school?
got this to look forward to, Reece.
You know that saying, like, the days are long but the years are short? Like, I'm constantly saying to my kids, I'm like, stop growing. How have you got so big so quickly? And then I'm like looking at the when does Carly get home from work? We got 4.5 hours. Let's get through this day. That's what we're doing. Reece, what's going up in your life?
Just hopefully I get a bit of consistency going, find a few, go do Port Fairy, and then hopefully find a few, try and get a few 10Ks halves under the books and find some races, get some fitness, stay
I hope
healthy.
nobody's having a shot every time you mention Port Fairy tonight. They'll be on the floor.
Give us the
that'd
date.
be a good.
Give us the date of it. Give us the date.
That'd be a good drinking game. Don't worry, boys. I'll invoice you later.
Give
You
us
pay
the,
me for these.
Give us the 22nd of Feb. Someone did message me the other day because I was talking about, because I'm doing Boston race, and I was saying like, I wouldn't mind a race between now and April, but what's around? And someone's like, Port Fairy, get down there, do the half.
Sunday,
Sunday, 22nd.
Do you reckon it's too soon, mate?
Oh, there's a big picture of you on the website. Huge picture. Your front
22nd of
on the
Feb.
landing page. What's the prize money?
That's pretty good, Brady. That's plenty of time.
Yeah.
22nd.
Seriously, Brady, come on
actually,
down.
It actually works pretty good. Yeah, I'm just looking.
And then it's similar to Ballarat.
Last year, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly right. And it's similar to Ballarat where the halves and the marathoners start together.
Oh, the running company Geelong and Torquay Port Fairy Half Marathon.
Yeah,
mate. I get a free the major sponsor.
It's meant to be. I reckon they could sort you out, mate. I reckon they could sort you out.
Away, wouldn't he?
Yeah,
Prizes, here we go.
I reckon you might get a message after this goes out.
$1,000. What do you reckon I'd have to run to win it?
Oh, well, Toby may or may not have already messaged me, mate.
Toby hasn't ran for about 3 months.
But I was going to say his cycling workouts have been good.
Oh, so you're going to run through together. Is that
No, I won't be in shape. I won't be in shape like last year. I'll just be in survival mode this year.
Yeah, I might even do it at marathon pace, Croaks. What do you reckon? Go through in 70.
Yeah, good hit out.
Good hit out. Weekend away. Is Port Fairy a nice town? I've never been there.
So everything I say, you're just going to be like,
sold it to
just
me,
wrapping it up. No, but it genuinely. No, so the town water, terrible. Don't know where it's coming from, but whatever crevice it's coming from in the earth, not great. So that's the one warning. Otherwise, I believe must be East Beach, one of the nicest beaches, that blue turquoise water that looks like Esperance, like really white sand and blue turquoise water. They got that WA style beach there. A nice little town, beautiful little town. They got like a little canal like the Netherlands.
Oh, yeah? That's what I want. Right, we're talking some bullshit now. Thanks for being with us, Reece. We know you don't
cut that out.
Podcast. I'll leave that in for sure. That was good. If anyone's still listening, we know you don't like doing podcasts, but we appreciate that you do our podcast. I know the listeners would have loved hearing from you. I love the stories about the refugees in Australia. That's that made my heart melt that you've taken them under your wing and are looking after them. And some of those guys will be making teams for us in the future.
Yeah, fingers crossed. That's the ultimate goal, right?
First time I heard about that was when Reece Edwards was on Inside Running Podcast for episode 427 or whatever this episode was. So, massive thanks for giving up 2 hours. We know you've been sick, and the listeners love you. Keep doing what you're doing.
See you next week, mate. Don't give up. You still got some good running left in you.
I won't. I was looking at those. What was it? The Valencia 10k results. When you start seeing birth dates of 2005, I'm thank God McColgan was there with 1990. That keeps me going.
Oh yeah, and Habs finished like 17th in that race.
Yeah. What do you run?
Yeah.
27:40 something.
It'd have to be close to a net. Oh.
No, it's 20. I look, it's like 27:06 or something.
All right. Patreon supporters, you're gearing up for the Leanne, Ali, and Nick Earl end of the week. Leanne, when's Leanne get home, Croaks? Do you know?
She said she was flying out the day after the race, so she's probably in the air now.
Yeah. Keep an eye for that one. See you guys. Thank you for listening this week in partnership with Nordic Track. Nordic Track's commitment to innovation keeps growing. With an incredible legacy in cardio, they continue to evolve with new ways to train, from strength and cross-training to studio cycling and endurance. Paired with personalised, trainer-led iFit workouts, They deliver a premium at-home experience built to support every goal. Begin your journey today with 5% off using the code IRP2025 at nordictrackfitness.com.au.
Just show love to everyone you meet. Doesn't matter if it don't come back. Undercover.